and then setting fire to a trail of grain that you had stolen from their storage house as well. Phil also decided that he wanted to break in and free a bunch of the slaves. And I believe Sneet, Redis, and trying to remember, Scout were also there helping him with that. Well, Nicole and Tuktak were out doing the northern half of the town. You guys stole what you could carry, which amounted to 2 months worth of food and rations. And I believe you left the equipment behind, correct? And then destroyed that.
I think we managed to grab the equipment as well.
Okay. But I'm going to jump back in right as you guys get back. You walk up to the gate and you find Cutter, who welcomes you back. Scout is asleep with a short sword, or not Scout, sorry. Spot is asleep at the door, kind of like clutching a weapon that he took from his house and brought it with him to while he sat and pretended to do guard duty. And I believe that Jamal, unless you want to change it, Scout picked him up and started like going back home to turn in for the night, and everyone else was like kind of sitting around and chatting, and I think Talk was bringing things over to the kitchen.
No change.
Okay. So I'm going to pick up there then. Cutter is like kind of just saying like, you guys did a surprisingly good job. I'm really proud, and this will actually help us out a lot. I think that tomorrow I want to start looking at what the next thing is, but you guys have all earned a good break for now. Emerson, you have been following this group through the forest. They haven't been particularly hard for you to follow, as they haven't really been covering their tracks, and they've been carrying a heavy load behind them. But you peer out into a small wooden gateway where they're all kind of talking amongst each other with relatively short for walls, wooden barricaded walls set up around what is probably the town that you think that they live in. This is the group that you saw them as they like retreated from the town that was a smolder, basically.
Mhm.
I don't think that's a word. How would you like to proceed?
Gordon is going to walk up. Is the gate open?
Everyone is just standing outside. There is no like portcullis or anything like that.
Cool. Gordon is just going to walk into the camp, and he's going to smack his staff against the side of his head, making like a really loud knocking noise. And he's going to call out, "Attention! All interested parties! I wish to join in the fighting of the Defilers." And then he's going to repeat that twice, once in Draconic and once in Orcish.
Cutter kind of like looks over to Sneet and is like, "Is this one of your friends?"
I ever seen this kind of fleshy before.
Is this how people join your group? They just randomly come in and proclaim themselves?
It's borderline what you did.
I was brought here and had people stuffing their hands in my mouth.
Yeah. Got him.
Cutter kind of like pokes over the crowd, not particularly hard because everyone is actually short except for Enzo, who is still here. And says like, "Excuse me, would you like to come closer and maybe we can have a talk and introduce yourself and tell us a bit about who you are and how you got here?"
Gordon kind of goes, "Of course, easily done." And he approaches. Standing before y'all is a Gord Leshy wearing a like crumpled, very ratty hat extremely ratty cloak and carrying a very pale carved staff that looks like it might be wood. And yeah, he's got like a beard of dried leaves. And yeah, his head looks like one of them green Japanese squashes. But he says, "Ah, yes, I saw that you destroyed, more or less, for lack of a better term, a camp of those who are destroying and defiling this land's beauty with their presence. And I believe in my quest to sweep them back into the ocean like the invaders they are, require your assistance." And he repeats that in Orcish.
So Cutter is listening as you repeat it in Orcish and like still focused on you. I don't believe. Can anyone else speak Orcish, or do you just hear him start speaking a language that no one else understands?
I cannot.
I might be able to. Let me double check. No.
Okay. So everyone else, does anyone else do anything when he starts speaking in these other languages? And I don't know.
Not really. A lot of people speak a lot of languages here.
So Cutter kind of was like, "Oh, did you introduce yourself? Did you say your name, Emerson?"
No.
Okay. She goes like, "Well, we are that group, and we're also looking to send the humans back into the ocean, or at least to whence back they came."
Good. You suit my purposes. I will find myself a bunk.
Um,
And he just kind of smallly walks away.
do you mind if I ask you some questions first?
You may ask it.
Do you have a name?
Ah, you may call me Gordon.
Gordon. All right. Pleasure to meet you, Gordon. My name's Cutter. I am, I guess, running the show around here, so to speak.
That's good for you.
Do you happen to have a tribe or a village nearby who we would be able to speak with or rendezvous with?
No.
No.
I am my own. I am alone. Kind of like nods his head at that statement.
Well, it's disappointing, but not wholly unexpected. Everyone else here seems to be as well.
Gordon's gonna look around. He's gonna see. He's gonna look at Enzo. And he's gonna look around more and see Nicole. He's gonna, since I assume they're close together because they were talking to each other.
Yeah, everyone is kind of, unless someone wants to be elsewhere, everyone is kind of just like standing in like a huddle, basically, and would probably have maybe moved off to the side as you and Cutter engage in dialogue to look back and forth easily.
Gordon's gonna approach Nicole and Enzo and be like, "You have some humans among your ranks, I see. Very interesting choice. I assume you, female, you care for plants, yes?
Plants are nice.
Good enough. And you, male, you care for plants, yes?
Yes, that is part of the work I used to do.
Excellent. Perfect. We can get along just fine. Anyways, I am going to go to my bunk as I've been walking all day and my roots ache so very much.
Sure. Feel free to just grab. You said you wanted a bunk. You don't want to just sleep under a tree in the soil, like.
He kind of like waves his hands in the air for a second and goes, "It was a metaphor. I just require a place to sit."
Well, we've got plenty of trees, so I think feel free to take your pick.
I shall. He's gonna shuffle over to the nearest spot and basically, like, he doesn't sit down, like his body doesn't keep a shape, he just kind of crumples. So like his head's almost lying on the ground in a pile.
All right, cool. Cutter kind of like watches you go over and like slump into the pile and turn into just a squash suit on the ground atop a pile of like leaves and rags, and kind of like turns back to the rest of you and is like, so who's did you meet him along the way, or
He's new to me. Didn't even know he was following us or
It's
coming.
yeah, I don't remember him. I feel like I would have remembered him.
well, I guess we'll get to meet him over breakfast tomorrow. I'm sure that Tog will probably be able to make something a little more nice for us than just rice porridge. Not that it's bad, but you guys brought back a decent amount of stuff, and that's all food for the most part.
Pretty much.
Pretty
A little
much.
bit of armor and stuff, but
Actually, exactly what I wanted to hear, because I would like to. I'll get into it tomorrow. And so we'll uphold our end of the deal. Regis, like, can I ask you to go ahead and break his collar off tomorrow? Like,
Yep.
Awesome. Welcome, Cole.
Thank you. I'm just getting everything pulled out.
No, you're good. Take your time. Well, good job then, I guess. Unexpected night. Didn't expect you to come back with, I don't want to say baggage, but so much extra stuff.
I mean, it seemed like a waste of food that could be put to use.
No, I just didn't think you'd be able to carry it all back. If I knew that you would, then I definitely would have said, like, hey, go steal some crap. But definitely will not be putting this to use, or will not be putting this to waste. I promise you that. And she kind of like smiles. And says, well, good job then, I guess, team. Anything else you need to tell me about beforehand, or I'm assuming everything went pretty fine. Like, I'm a little worried because Gordon, and kind of like points to the squash shape on the ground under the nearest tree, maybe about 20 feet away, says that he followed you guys back. You guys were careful to like not be seen, right? And like not leave any tracks.
Was
Uh,
very careful, but I can't say anything else for these hooligans.
I might have been seen, but I was seen as a person, like not as an arsonist.
But nobody saw you like running directly into the woods carrying like sacks of potatoes over your shoulders or anything like
I
that,
don't
right?
believe so.
Okay. Because they are a little bit too close for comfort, and the last thing I want for them is to even have like a direction that we might be located in for the time being. Because, anyways, we'll talk tomorrow. I'll kind of rally everyone, and we'll let Karark and the others know kind of what's going on, and we can set forth a plan going forward. Good job. Kind of like nods and just stands there and waits to see like if you guys either say anything else or see yourselves off, or
I would go to bed. It's pretty late, I believe.
all right.
Sneak's also going to find a pile of leaves somewhere and just sort of hunker down.
And then Regis, I'm assuming you probably walk off and go home.
Yeah, sorry. I'm stuffing my
all good.
face.
Yeah, that's good. So, Phil, what do you do exactly as like the stranger to the group?
Do you mean the other stranger to the group?
The not the newest stranger, but the person who is still a stranger to the group.
I'm gonna sleep in the same spot I did the night before.
All right, just go over and grab your blanket and
Yeah.
curl up on the floor. All right. Cutter kind of like watches you as you walk off and doesn't really say anything. And then
I'm just gonna be like, yo, I just helped, and this random gourd-looking dude just walked in, and you're not giving him the stink eye, but you still give me the stink eye.
you're not the first to just walk in here.
Just saying, like, you just let anyone walk in here as long as they don't look like me.
No, definitely not just anyone. I'm more so just not sure how to handle him at the moment, but he's asleep. It's a Leshy thing.
Okay. I go to bed.
You like go up to the campfire and kind of like just grab your blanket, throw it over yourself, fall asleep.
Yep.
Next morning, you guys awaken slowly, daily routine. Toktak has created a like fish and vegetable style breakfast, slightly oriental, a little bit oversalted, but that's because most of the ingredients here he's using are preserved. But overall, tastes good. He kind of, as he's bringing plates into the mess hall, does Gordon join the rest of the group for like food, or does he just hang out and do his Leshy like I absorb sunlight thing, therefore I am good?
Hell yeah, brother. He has no use for food.
All right, just figured I'd ask.
Catching some rays, bro.
Sneak also isn't eating food with people because sunlight.
I'll just assume this is the usual thing for the Leshies going forward, unless you say otherwise. But kind of brings out food, and Cutter kind of walks in, and is anyone like, would anyone not show up for food? I guess of all of the characters, aside from the Leshies.
Sorry, I just blanked there for a second.
No.
That's good.
Yeah, I'm good.
I'm assuming everyone is showing up for food then,
Yeah,
unless
I'll
spoken
go
otherwise.
food.
So, Cutter kind of walks in and sees the four of you hanging around and goes like, "Oh, good. No Gordon, but I guess that's because he doesn't eat. If he's anything like Sneed is. Has anyone seen him today? I didn't really take a look. I assume he's probably still in the same tree. Dylan, you would have passed him on
Gordon?
the way.
Question mark.
It's weird. I don't really have a great explanation for you. Toktak kind of pipes up and says, like, it's another one of the cabbages has arrived. Probably another one of the baby spinach's friends. I don't know. They're all the same to me.
Hey, that makes sense. Makes sense that the plant people would want to protect the forest.
I saw him unpile, but he still seemed to be hanging out by the tree.
Okay. Because I want to, I guess, like talk to him a little bit more and just see kind of what's going on. Mainly find out like how he followed you guys exactly is I think the main thing I'm concerned about. But also I just want to talk with you guys and talk with Karak and check out everything that we have, go through the supplies properly, and I think that from what I saw, we have enough to hopefully strike a deal at the very least with one of the nearby groups and maybe work in some kind of alliance for the time being. Unless anyone has like any objections to that.
No, makes sense to me.
And then Cutter just kind of like sits down, starts like digging into her food. There is a bit of a like I don't know how to describe it. Dinner or breakfast kind of goes through with no real like hitches or anything like that. Cutter's a bit quieter than usual, but that's about it. Karark shows up at one point and he takes a bowl from the table and silently walks out with it. Again, part of his usual routine. He's much more isolated than some of the rest of the group. But the second day, what do people want to do as like a downtime activity?
I want to get this thing off me.
Yeah.
I'll go up to Phil's character. Like, hey there, buddy. Time to get your collar off you. You got
Thank you.
some time today?
Sure. How do we do that?
Well, you put your head on that stump over there, and I take this axe here, and I just start swinging.
Like randomly, or you
Well,
pretty good at
yeah,
hitting the right spot?
Yeah, aiming at the collar there. So. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, I don't have any other choice. Okay, let's go.
Steve, do you need me to roll any checks? I don't mind.
Roll the knife.
Hell
please.
yeah, brother.
Do it. Let's go.
What is your?
I'm completely fine with this.
Skill
My crafting.
or your crafting
skill
bonus?
is 6.
All right. Do you want to give me a? Do you want to give me 3 rolls? Or I guess I'll roll for you.
Yeah, you guys roll
with a
for
plus
me.
6.
My fucking tabletop takes 30 minutes to launch.
Yeah, it's fine. I'll roll for you. So you're looking to beat just DC 10 with a plus 6 bonus to your craft.
Cool.
That was almost natural 1.
Buy Enzo's head.
First swing comes down. Phil, you kind of wince as like the rat folk leads you out into his little blacksmithing area and kind of like sits you down on top of an anvil and like just goes over and grabs like a wood cutting axe basically and like with almost no hesitation just like raises it up with both hands and brings it down like on your head. It clangs against the iron kind of loud. You feel like shaking going through like your neck and your back and feel a little bit dazed, and he does that a second time as like a large ringing gathers through. On the third swing he goes up high again and brings the axe down, and it kind of it bounces off of the metal and like goes a little bit into like your trapezius area. Here, Phil, roll me 1d6. You take 2 points of slashing damage.
Alright.
Is there a reaction from either of you to Aretas slightly slicing into Enzo?
So sorry about that there, friend. Slipped.
I let out a light scream.
Cool.
Let's scream.
I just don't want to scream into the mic.
Yeah, no, that's fair. But Aretas is gonna go back up again, and he brings the axe down one more time. You kind of like close your eyes out of like the anticipation for it.
Nope, I'm gonna roll out of the way.
Are you?
Yeah.
Okay. Make me
what do
a acrobatics check
Okay.
On a 1, you die.
versus this versus whatever Cole's crafting is. Cole got a 23, by the way.
Oof, that's a 12.
Roll me one more d6.
D6. D6.
You take 6 more points of damage as it comes down and like grazes you again.
Whoa! Stop screaming over there. You're
Stop
screaming
hitting me.
like a catfish on a in his hiding hole, and I'm trying to catch him with my hands, my right hands.
Okay, fine. One more.
Is anyone going to investigate where the screaming is coming from?
Yeah.
So, Nicole, you show up and you see a Enzo kind of like on the ground, like sitting on his butt, like leaning his chest back a little bit, and Ritas is just kind of there holding an axe in two hands. Enzo's like bleeding a little bit from what you can tell.
I'm gonna be like, whoa, what the hell's going on here?
Well, he keeps on moving.
He keeps
trying
hitting me.
I'm trying to take his collar off for him.
With
and,
an axe?
well, that's how I do things, you know.
Why don't
I'm,
you let me take a look then?
All right.
All
right.
Feel free.
Is there a lock on the thing?
There is not a lock. It's attached via rivets.
Okay. Would I be able to use my jeweler's kit to try and like loosen them? Or like
There is a decent crack in the side right now. It seems like
giant gash.
Yeah. It's about 2/3 of the way like split through on one side. You could try and like pry through the rivets, but that's not exactly where Ritas has been trying to work with his axe. So the gap to get in between the rivets of the collar is like kind of tight. With a jeweler's kit, you could try, but you don't feel super confident about the ability to do so. Because you're trying to like pry the rivet out, basically, right?
oh, it's just like undo it basically, like not necessarily hard pry it out, just undo what they did to make it.
You can give it a shot, but you're a little bit you're not super confident about it. It's a bit of a larger scale than what a jeweler's kit would normally be used for.
Do I have any skills?
Gordon, Sneet, and Scout, you hear a commotion coming from the northwestern side of the camp. Is there any activity at all, or just go on about your day?
I move over to see what's going on.
Yeah, Gordon's just gonna go check it out.
Sneet's gonna get a piggyback ride from Tim Allen and head on out to see what's going on.
Okay.
You're not even pretending anymore.
Not even trying. The jig is up.
I'm just seeing like, do I have anything that might help? That's one of my.
So the rest of the crew walks up. Scout would get there first, followed by Gordon.
Oh, I'm still hollering at Phil to get back on the.
Does
on the
it look
log.
like
I can finish it up real quick?
Does it look like Cole's character's trying to kill Phil, like decapitate him?
Give me. You don't have insight. You can kind of, by
Yes,
taking a look at the
yes, it does.
situation, Cole's character is standing there with an axe, basically holding it in two hands, just like
Bloody
around
axe.
his waist, like stomach kind of area, and Phil's just sitting on the ground, and they're like beckoning back and forth at each other. Bickering, there we go. That's the word I'm looking for.
Finish what, Ritas? Chopping off my arm?
As Nicole kind of
is-
like inspects the collar, kneeling down next to Enzo.
Is Phil's character armed?
I would
not
assume
armed.
so. You're not armed. You okay?
Well, no, I don't. Well, I don't have my weapon like on me because I assumed that would just like get in the way.
So you left it by somewhere else, either like the
Yeah.
food hall or
I
the
run
storage
over to
area.
try to protect Phil's character from Ritas's like crazy decapitating attacks.
All right.
So
I'm
you-
gonna try with the jeweler's kit.
Okay, give it a shot with the jeweler's kit. Give me a crafting check with the jeweler's kit. DC for you is 20.
Okay. Let's see.
Ooh, actually.
I get a +1 to or +9 to that.
Wait, what?
Yeah,
That
I
was
have
fast.
crafting
Holy
8,
shit!
and then I get
Okay.
+1 for using the artistry kit or crafting
Alright.
jeweler's kit.
Damn.
So Dylan tinkers with it a little bit while Enzo is like kind of he's shaking around a little bit because he's like getting into an argument with Ritas, which makes it a little bit harder for you. But you're able to, after like maybe a minute or so of tinkering around with it, just kind of like get the rivet loose, and you can just kind of like pull the rest of it out with your finger, and then the collar just kind of like sinks down and like starts to open up.
So no needing to hurt anybody or use an axe.
Phil, the collar is like opened at the front of your neck in like kind of like a horseshoe at this point. It is no longer like clasped around at the front.
I take it off.
You are a free man. Congratulations.
Scout wonders if this means that Dylan's character owns Phil's character now.
Only like in your thought, or do you like say anything?
I kind of like make a weird gesture to damn it, I forgot your name.
Fritas?
No, Dylan's character,
Nicole.
Nicole. I like kind of go over to Nicole and be like, so if you freed him, doesn't he owe you like a life debt or something? Don't humans have that kind of honor?
But-
No.
No. Just common courtesy.
Scout shrugs and goes about his day. Kind of grabs Ritas.
Is that how that works with your kind?
Yes.
Jamal, as you are like kind of talking to the group, you notice that there is a new figure you don't recognize watching you from the from the crowd.
Bum.
A
I
small
assume-
plant-like creature.
But like, didn't Cutter tell me about the new Leshy that kind of came into town?
Just kind of said like, has anyone seen Gordon? Like, oh,
Okay.
Leshy stuff. But you haven't been like informed of, oh, there's a new Leshy named Gordon who's hanging out with us and part of the crew now.
Oh, okay. I go over to this Leshy and introduce myself as Scout the Scout, and I particularly say like, I assume that you're the Leshy that came in last night. Welcome to the. What's our town's name, anyways?
You guys do not have one.
Holding ground.
Welcome to the Hood.
Boo.
No, nobody would like that.
The Hood. What the fuck is that? Talk Tack like yells out from the side.
Seems
yeah,
like a
Gordon's-
rough place. I'm gonna head out for greener pastures.
Or you could call it the Pack.
How about just the resistance camp?
Or even the camp.
At this point, you guys are kind of all realizing that you don't really have like an official group name. You're not really. You've never needed to kind of introduce yourself in that kind of way. I guess everyone but Phil and Gordon would kind of like have that realization. You guys would realize that this group doesn't really know how to refer to itself.
Yeah.
Have that realization.
How bad is your bleeding? Do you need some help with that?
It's a little.
Do it without doing a
Much.
fraction.
It hurts. It's not the worst, but it hurts.
You can see that like the blood coming from Phil's like neck, shoulder area is kind of like starting to seep through like the shirt that he's wearing.
Okay. I'm just trying to figure out how much health this gives, because I'm gonna use a focus point and give him fast healing equal to double the spell's level, but it's a hex. So I'm trying to figure out what is its spell level.
Is it life boost? That you're
Yes.
looking at? A focus point is usually half your level rounded up, so it would just be 1.
Okay. So give you fast healing 2 for
It's not
4
positive
rounds.
energy, right?
Nope.
Good.
It's necromancy, which
Cool.
Healing.
Cool. So, how much?
Remember, healing heals you fine. It's positive damage that whoops your ass.
Okay.
It doesn't have the positive trait on it, so you're good.
Basically
Yeah.
8 health.
That is exactly what I need.
Zunko kind of like extends her hand out to you, and you feel a bit of like unnatural warmth coming into like from her hand. more so than just like the heat of a human body, and like your wound starts to kind of like slowly sting a little bit less and less and less before it becomes like an unnoticeable pain. And if you like take a look at it, your wound is like closed up.
Oh wow, thanks. That feels a lot better.
No problem. It's just a simple trick I learned.
Is Rita still like just holding an axe facing me, or is he gone?
I don't know. That's a good question.
I'm just around having a meeting.
Regis goes off and
with somebody. I don't know. Yeah.
does his stuff. All right.
Okay.
Cool. So, does anyone have anything they want to do with like downtime necessarily? Whether it's either talk to someone or do an activity or
I train
Gordon,
my child in martial arts and sword
Oh
play.
my god.
you go and
So
Spot
just regular actual Jamal life.
Spot seems very
Yes.
engaged with like I'm gonna learn how to like be the greatest like warrior ever as you're like training with him. Are you
next
training him on anything
Friday-
specifically?
Uh,
Like what is like sword fighting 101? Assuming that you're teaching him how to use a sword.
yeah, it'd just be sword fighting 101. So like how to thrust, how to parry, you know.
But you're not like sparring with your child.
No. He's not
Okay.
ready for that yet.
That's what I wanted to ask.
No. It's like the almost like the Mulan, be a man, make a man out of you. Yeah, that like montage with like, that stuff.
Gordon, as you're going about your day, you're approached by a Tengu man. Is it Kenku or Tengu? I forget. Tengu, right? Yeah. You're approached by a Tengu man in like a small black cloak who walks up to you and goes like, who are you? I'm not familiar with your weird squash-shaped head.
Well, I told your half-orc I am Gordon.
Which half-orc? You need to be more specific.
The one I spoke to. I don't know which one it was.
Was it a man or a woman?
It was a female.
Cut a bitch. And you said you are Gordon?
Eh.
Are you part of our makeshift alliance? I am to believe?
Sure, you have many uses.
Tell me, how can I best use you?
Pardon?
How can I best use you, is what he asks you.
Use me? Oh, no. I will be using you. There's a difference.
He like cocks his head back, his eyes widen a little bit, and then he returns to like his hunched over position and says, like, and how do you intend to use us then?
Well, I'm going to use your superior numbers to 1 to assist me in pushing the invaders back into the ocean where they came from.
Oh, I'm glad you have at least a small brain, and I'm assuming you plants have brains.
No,
You can see the value of numbers.
my head is literally empty. Gordon's gonna reach into his beard and pull out his spell book.
Okay. He kind of like turns his head. You have like you're not like a pumpkin. You don't have like an opening to your head at the top. I assume it's just like you have a hole underneath your beard.
There's a big old hole in the bottom of it where his beard is.
Okay. He kind of like crouches down and goes like, curious. But I see you seem like a smart one. I'll allow you to stay for now. And he kind of like puts his hands behind his back and like hovels back from the direction in which he came.
Okay.
Does anyone else have anything that they want to try and do with like a day of downtime, basically, or is just kind of like idle about?
I'd be working on trying to like. I'd probably have some shitty materials, but use whatever materials I can to like make a ring.
Okay. Give me just like a general ring, I assume.
Yeah, like
Not like anything
just
fancy or magical or anything like that.
Yep.
Okay.
And I don't imagine it would be done in one day. Just like
No, but just give me like a crafting check in general. Over to Phil and Can. What are your characters up to? How do you spend a day or you're not like out on a mission. Or Phil, how do you spend a day in this new camp? What is this about? Did you just make this?
What?
This gun emote?
Oh no, I
No,
I
Dylan
had
gave
one.
it to me like a couple weeks ago.
It's a gun thing.
Yeah.
It's when you're
Got back
thinking
to the
about
ship.
threatening someone.
Yeah, no.
I love it.
Oh, God.
Huh.
What'd you ask, Steve? Sorry.
What? So for Phil, how would your character be like spending like a day in this unfamiliar territory? And for Can, just like what would Sneap be doing as someone who is like familiar with the area, but doesn't really like seem too interested in like helping around?
Enzo would probably check how other people's like areas are set up and gather wood and stuff with his big ass sword to like build himself a little place, I guess,
So
or like make it more homey.
from walking around, you notice that there are a few houses or like shacks kind of set up. Nothing super amazing, but just enough placeholders for like a creature to go in and be safe from like the rain, basically. Probably the like nicest building would be Scout's home in the shape of a doghouse. He put a decent amount of time into kind of crafting like a roof for himself. It's a small house. It's only like a 2x3 on the board with like a sloped triangular roof. As for like wood, there's not really a lot, but there you can go like forage in the slightly outside area for sticks. Toktak and Dot are inside of a cave, like just putting things away, unloading the supplies gathered from last night. That's where the, I guess, like kitchen is for the most part, as well as Toktak's like home and abode. Let me just give you guys like a small, I guess, like map as to what the place looks like, since I actually have that. Load and load and load and load and. There you go. Small little like camp layout. I don't believe that there was like a vote on if you can stay or not.
Because I remember you like asked, and then it was like, you're just like, we'll wait till tomorrow or something.
I don't think anyone had like any strong opinions necessarily, unless
Fair.
someone wants to correct me. Like, does anyone have? Would anyone's character have strong opinions about Phil's character like joining possibly after the like choosing to help out with the last grouping?
Yeah, go for it.
If he still
Might be a
wants-
problem if we say otherwise. Not that we would care anyways, but
No, I mean, you could vote to say no and then just have it be like majority rule says yes. Like, your character could not be comfortable with him being here.
I don't think anyone cares.
Yeah.
Cool.
especially after he still wants to join after being almost beheaded.
Could have gone real
I-
bad.
Might avoid Ritus if I see him with an axe.
Or he's gonna become an axe monk. Cool. So about towards the end of the day, Cutter kind of like comes around and gathers all of you together and says like, we don't usually do this, but I figure it's a good time to like start because I want everyone else's feedback and I want to know that we're all on the same page and stuff like that, especially since well, we've got a couple new faces and like open-handed kind of like gestures towards Enzo and Gordon. Welcome, I guess, by the way, Gordon. I never actually officially said that to you.
Welcome. I'm already here.
Just to fill you in, I guess, on what exactly it is that we feel is the best plan. We know about a couple of groups in the area who we would like to consider for a possible like alliance, like bringing them into our group or bringing some of their number into our group. in a sense, and teaming up to work together. Expanding our numbers basically is the goal. However, Karark and I can't come to a consensus about which group it is that we should choose to spend our resources on, in a sense. I personally think that the band of Soilpaw Gnolls to the north, small village of them, but they're smart and they're intelligent, and from what I hear, they're decent fighters. From like the couple of run-ins they've had with Scout. But Karark thinks that it would be better to group up with a goblin tribe that he's learned of recently to the south, and he kind of like pipes in and interrupts her and says like, who are much greater in number and will be of much more valuable to us than fewer bodies, even if they are slightly more capable. She kind of like eye rolls and says like, that, sure. But I guess we're at an impasse about this and we can't come to an agreement. So I figure we'll try and do things a little bit diplomatically and see what everyone else around here thinks. Abel said he doesn't care, but otherwise...
Scout votes for the Gnolls. I have fought them. They're good warriors. And goblins are treacherous.
Goblins are very nice.
To give you I guess like a brief rundown, I guess the pros, if there are any, of choosing to side ourselves with the goblins is that there's more of them. There are about 40 goblins in total, from what Karark understands. Possibly more. Goblins do their own thing and breed rapidly. And they're not as in need of food because they're supposedly not as picky eaters and are more than happy to eat their own if they need to. But I don't like that because they're goblins, and I don't think they're as reliable or predictable, and I'm worried about that going forward. As for the Gnolls, there's a small Gnoll village, maybe about 8 people to the north, but they have decent scouts. They're very community oriented, and I think they would be good allies. They're more so in need of food though, and would probably take more of the resources that we have from last night. And I don't know if we have the ability to promise enough for both groups to gain both of their trust at once.
Well, I think until we have our food situation more sorted, going for both is definitely not a good idea. But what kind of goblin tribe is this? There's some that are a lot more modernized than others. Some are still very tribal. Some are actually looking to form societies. Like,
I don't know. Do you like how much do you know about this? And he speaks up very sharply and says like, a group of iron gut goblins. They're resilient and plentiful in number. As for their knowledge, I assume it is lacking. But right now, what we need are not quantity or quality of person, but we need quantity, enough to have disposable bodies to put down. With the few that we have now, every loss is too great, and we can't afford to incur any at the moment if we wish to make any meaningful progress.
I don't know. It's a hard choice. Does anybody else have some input?
I'd say the more the better. So I'd go with the goblins because there's more of them. You know.
So
That's
currently,
simple math.
so 2-2.
Votes
Um,
for the gnolls.
I'm gonna.
Gordon, you're more than welcome to a vote, even though you are barely the newest member.
What of their relationship to the land?
True.
From what I
Preach.
understand, the goblins don't seem to have a preference to the land or to nature at all. They're mostly self-sufficient, and at this point would be helping us as like a tit for tat kind of trade. The gnolls are a little bit more territorial and understanding and respectful, I guess, of the forest, and are kind of like chimes in and says like, they only say that, but at the end of the day, they don't care.
Thoughts proffered is good enough for Gordon. I vote for the gnolls.
I'm gonna. Enzo's gonna go to Scout and like whisper, "What's a knoll?"
I
Scout
don't.
is going to rely on Steve to explain what gnolls are because I'm not sure myself as a
Gnolls
character.
are
as a
hyena
player.
people.
Gnolls are a hyena type folk. I'll give you a quick image right now, just like the first thing off Google. They look roughly like this. They are a medium-sized creature, and they are mostly like community-driven in a sense. Like they are a little bit more like, I guess, out there compared to like a human civilization that you might be used to, or a little bit more feral because they are animalistic in nature, but they are very like family is important to them, and they're like their pride or their pack is like something that they will like die to protect. They have keen instincts and are like sharp, and like more to the point, I guess. They'd be able to Scout kind of explains like in the few like run-ins we've had, they don't chase us too far when I like try to retreat or something like that. But they like are only really concerned at the moment with like protecting what they have and providing for each other.
I vote for the gnolls.
Is there anyone who I don't think I think at this point there is a majority, but is there anyone who like hasn't already said what they feel like? I think it's just Dylan.
Yeah, I'd probably lean goblins, but
And Cutter says, and Abel doesn't care one way or the other. So by the looks of it, I think that Knowles win 5-2 based on our count, or 5-3 based on our count. And Carr kind of, fine, democracy. We'll do it your way for now. And like puts his hands behind his back and kind of like hunches over and sulks away at like a slower pace. Cutter kind of goes, well, if everyone's okay with that, I know not necessarily everyone voted for this. I guess, do you have any, before I kind of like wrap this up, Regis and Nicole, do you have any like concerns one way or the other about why maybe one over the other?
I was just thinking the more the better. That's it. So if your decision's to go with the gnolls, then that's fine by me.
What about you, Nicole?
well, I think goblins get a bad rap that they don't deserve.
You've always been like very open, interesting, and I think that does show. But you don't have any like direct reason, I guess, as to why you feel like the goblins are more worth it than, or more worth going after than this smaller group of gnolls, it seems like.
Not particularly. They both have their strengths.
Okay. I just wanted to double check and see if anyone has like grievances or anything like that. Maybe like concern that I can address or we can think about going forward. Because obviously not everyone's going to be as invested. But I want to eventually go and bring in both, or bring in another group that maybe we can learn about from the first one that we reach out to. I think what I'll probably do is I'm gonna head over with Abel and maybe one other of our scouts and just kind of go over and bring. I'd probably need to start with about half of the rations that we brought over from the town that you guys, or the rations you brought back yesterday, and I'll bring those over, which doesn't really hurt us too badly, but it would be nice to be in a better place. But Knowles says larger creatures do need to eat a lot more. But so I guess I'll probably disappear sometime midday tomorrow. And I'll be back in probably 2 or 3 days, since it's a bit of a further trip. In the meantime, I guess I'll toss lead over to Karark, and I don't imagine anything will really be happening, but I figure I'll let you guys know what the plan is if everyone's okay with that.
Sounds good to me.
Sure.
Is okay with that.
Kind of like looks over to the rest of you, and I'm assuming no one like directly objects, or they would have said anything. I know Jamal's busy with like life stuff.
I just got disconnected.
Oh,
No.
my internet may have just pooped because Ken also got DC'd.
No
maybe it was tabletop sim.
objection.
I'm just gonna close the tabletop down and reopen it. But all right, cool. So she calls like, sorry, it's a bit of a weird meeting, but I appreciate like everyone's input and stuff like that. I want to try and do a little bit more stuff like this going forward, so it's not just a. It is less of a one-man show and more of a democracy, in a sense, because everyone has their own investment and everyone also thinks different things, and bringing different ideas to the table is good and can help us think about things that we haven't thought about before otherwise. Like I appreciate Karark's kind of determination to have more people, but I think that skilled people early on are a little bit more valuable personally, and I want to try and see where he's coming from. But if there's nothing else, then everyone kind of like Cutter kind of thanks you all for like the abrupt, super impromptu meeting, and was like, just continue going about. Scout, you're going to be taking like afternoon shift tonight.
Cool.
If anyone wants to, do you want to take anyone along, feel free to, but don't know necessarily if anyone is really.
I
don't know.
I point to Phil's character Ezio and I say, "Fangs, you're gonna come with me."
Just call me Ezio.
Yeah,
Wait,
he
did
did.
I call you Ezio or
Fangs.
Enzo?
He
You
called
said
him
Ezio.
Ezio.
Oh, sorry, I meant Enzo. Yeah.
Sure, I
I
don't
say Enzo,
have
I call
anything
you
else going
Fangs. Like I point and say, "Fangs, you're gonna come and do the shift with me as well."
on. Okay, sure.
So, I'm assuming everyone's just kind of like continuing along with their day, unless stated otherwise. I'm trying to get back into tabletop sim, but it's actually not letting me create a table anymore. So I'm relaunching, and we'll see what happens.
It
Uh,
seems to be on their end.
Yeah, it's probably a server thing.
Everyone's talking about Kevin in global chat.
Yeah, I noticed that. But afternoon shift comes, it's like almost sundown at this point. It will be very shortly, maybe within like 30 minutes or so. Enzo, you are grabbed by Scout, or who like approaches you and kind of like calls you out and says like, "Hey, it's time to go." And you guys head off into the woods together. Scout, what is like your normal like routine that you go through when you're like surveying or looking for something?
I pretty much start off like this is my patrol route, right? So generally my patrol route consists of like first once around the base for any like inconsistencies, as if someone has been there recently, and then I move like outwards, and I'd usually like scout one area, so like maybe the east or the west or the north or whatever. This time I'd probably scout the path between our place and like where we did our shenanigans.
So you'd go mostly east.
Yeah.
And focus on that. Okay. And do you walk around on foot, or do you like go from like tree to tree and try and like Naruto run it?
I asked Ezio. I mean, sorry, Enzo. I gotta
Jesus
think
Christ.
Enzo Ferrari. I
From
got
Reboot.
no, like Ferrari. I asked him if he's like cool with like doing the Naruto shenanigans.
The what?
I don't call it that, Phil.
No, I know. Get in character. Just explain it.
I just tell him that we traverse through the treetops.
Oh,
Well, how good's your climbing score and your
uh,
athletics score as well?
I thought that would be acrobatics.
No, technically not.
Oh, okay. Either way, athletics is a 7, and is that what climbing would be? Or
Yeah, climbing is athletics.
yeah, okay. Athletics is base 7.
So he's
Yeah, I'll try.
yeah, you're decent at it. You're like you feel pretty confident in the ability to like. It's a new experience for you, but you should be able to like jump through no problem.
Dude, should I just like break out the real dice at this point?
I say I'm able to make a table now, so hopefully you guys should be able to join. Fingers crossed.
Can anyone
Yeah,
hear
we'll
my wife right now?
Nope.
No.
Okay, good.
Just like murder her.
Well, Steve, it
Phil,
doesn't even
just,
say you're online.
It doesn't. Is anyone else having that problem, or is it just me?
I see everyone else, but not you.
Oh, okay.
You are
Um,
completely offline.
Oh, I'm disconnected from Steam.
Steam's having a bit of a moment. That's
That's
unfortunate.
usually a Tuesday thing. This is odd.
Because let me see if I can invite people directly then.
I'm just relaunching Steam.
I don't see Phil online.
Yeah, I don't see Phil either, actually.
Oh, Steve just came online for me.
I don't see Phil.
So like, I'll reset mine. Maybe that'll fix it.
Can. There's
Because
Phil.
I
How about
was
now?
able to invite everyone that's not Jamal, I think.
You sent an invite?
Yeah, I sent you an invite.
That's
Yeah,
weird.
I did not get that.
Oh, Sorry,
I
looks like
see
you
you
were
on
having
the-
issues then.
Oh,
I see
I
I'm
got
here.
it in tabletop. I just didn't get it.
Yeah.
In chat.
Oh, there it is. Finally showed up.
I'm joining in, boys.
Sorry about that. Difficulties of
Whatever,
online
doesn't
stuff.
matter.
Not you,
Just
it's-
keep
Yeah.
going.
Oh no, I get it.
You
So Phil,
can't
do you want me to roll for you, or do you want to roll yourself?
I'll roll.
All right, give me an athletics roll. +7.
19.
You're able to like jump pretty easily from like tree to tree. The trees are like really dense in this area. You make a little bit of noise while doing so. You're not quite as aloof as Scout is, but you're not really as practiced with this. You're kind of just like throwing yourself and like grabbing onto like the tree trunk in a sense as you land on like a nearby tree. But you're never really having to jump more than like 5 or 10 feet at a time, so it's not the most difficult thing for you. Scout, you notice that he's able to keep up with you for the most part, but he's a little bit louder than like someone might usually be.
Cool. I just tell
Um,
him to quiet down a little bit.
um,
I kind of point out, like teachingly, I point out where he should be, like, placing his footing and jazz. Try to helping him out.
about maybe like 2 hours or so in, you hear like a bit of rustling coming from a bush. I'm curious as to like what both of your reactions are is of like a sound that is something distinct and audible, but not necessarily something that is either from you two and just like the rustling of leaves from a tree that Phil is slapping himself into with his full body weight. Like there's a bit of like a bushes rustling and like a goo 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 kind of sound.
Are those owls or is someone making
mean, we're gonna, like-
noise?
If it sounds like just like animals, and I can tell it's animals, I'm gonna try to get within 30 feet and sniff it out pretty much.
So you guys like walk around and Phil, it like sounds like owls to you. Jamal, you're like pretty sure that's just like an owl. You go around, you don't smell anything that smells like particularly like crazy. A bit of like a manure-y kind of smell, like probably something was here recently and like made a bit of a bathroom break. But that's about it.
Kakadu?
Sure, we'll go with that. But you like return and come back like without really any super noticeable stuff. It's like late at night at this point. Both of you'd probably be like tired. Everyone else is like asleep. You tag off with someone else from like the scouting group or whatever. There's not many of you. You guys work in like shifts. There's about 3 of you total.
Okay,
on-
so yeah, switch out with whoever the next shift is.
So on to day 3. People wake up. You guys are rested, ready to go. I'm assuming no one's changing spells or anything like that. It's the day where Cutter's kind of like packing bags and like stealing a few rations from the kitchen to take with her because it takes about a day and a half to get there and then about a day and a half to get back. So she'll be gone for slightly over 3 days. And she kind of explains like I'll be taking like a couple of the large like potato sacks basically that you guys managed to retrieve from the village and take this as like a preemptive offering, and then they'll bring the rest of the stuff that is owed whenever like we have a more finite deal. This is kind of just like we have the ability to help provide for you, so we want you to help provide for us. But she explains like I'll be gone for about 3, maybe 3.5 days, 4 at the longest. I'd say if I'm gone longer than that, like at that point maybe start scout, come north and investigate a little bit, trying to do so like kind of carefully. I don't imagine there'll be too much trouble. The experiences you've had with them specifically are kind of civilized. They're just territorial.
Cool.
So she heads off, and then later at night, all of you are kind of rounded up by the Tengu of the camp, or one of the 2 Tengus of the camp, Karak, who typically serves as Cutter's kind of like second in command, and is referred to usually as like the smart one in the group. And he like goes around and tells all of you like, the group meeting, 10 minutes in the pavilion. And he'll like make his way around and tell all of you that. Does anyone have like a response to him or like any questions or anything like that beforehand?
Mhm.
Okay. So you guys all eventually like make your way there. And he's a little bit late, and you kind of are all just like sitting around waiting for him, and he kind of appears like skulking out from behind the like large center building that is like the storage room, and the room that like he disappears into every night to kind of sleep, and says like he has like a bag over his shoulders and says like I am investing in the plans of this group's future, and we are going to be going out as well. Heading south.
Okay.
One of you take these from me. And kind of like lurches the bag and tosses on the floor.
I guess I'll grab it.
It has a bulk of 2, if you're able to carry that.
Let me make sure.
I could probably help if need be.
I can carry it.
Just whoever wants to can. It's just like a large bag of food, basically.
I'll carry it.
I've got it.
Cool. I thought you said you can't.
No, I said
Yeah, I
I
thought you
can.
said can't.
Okay,
Okay.
cool. You got it.
I if I carry
Serious?
one more light item, I can no longer carry it.
Now you got it.
Chuck a light at him.
Yeah. Throw a stick at Dylan, and he suddenly like collapses into a pile of dust. But he kind of says,
Bethesda game rules.
"It is against what we talked about, but I am going to make a gamble, in a sense. These goblins are stupid. I'll admit that. However, a simple bag of food will be enough to buy their their loyalty for at least several weeks, which is more than what we need them for. We, mainly me, but you'll be escorting me, will be going down to negotiate with them. It won't take us long. They're closer. We'll be back before cut the nose, and it's not like we are in as desperate need of food anyways. 2 months is more than enough for the supply we have here. We were fine beforehand, and we'll continue to be fine afterwards. Are there any objections? Oh, are we all ready to go?
Ready.
Go time.
Let's go.
Kind of like looks around. Good. I'm glad to see all of you are so understanding. Let us be off. And he starts to kind of walk south. He walks at a much slower pace than the rest of you, kind of limping on one leg at only about 15 feet of movement per turn, basically, or per action. You guys head out, and he exclaims that it is for someone like Scout or someone a little bit faster. It would be about half a day. They can arrive probably by nightfall at the pace that he walks at currently. But we must make sure to be careful, and it's better to go slow and make sure that we are covering our tracks at the same time so as to never be found, never be seen. We are too close as it is to the town and the human settlers, and kind of Phil, you feel like a bit of a glance over the shoulder from him.
I'll just ignore it for now.
He kind of asks you like, I am trying to be more open-minded, but I'm curious as to know. Tell me, some of you decided to side against me. What is your reasoning for that?
What side was he on? Was he on the?
He was on the goblin side.
Oh, cool. I can be quiet then.
Well, okay, then Scout's going to speak up, and he's pretty much going to say, problem with like goblins, yes, they have more numbers and they work for your idea of attrition where you just want to throw bodies at something, but in the long run, they're not going to be that viable. The Gnolls are a pack animal, and if we can befriend them, and especially if we can get them to consider us a part of their pack, they'll be loyal to us for a very long time. Unlike goblins, like you said, they'll eat their own dead if it comes to it. So I'd rather have friends that are not going to eat me when I die than have a bunch that you're willing to like throw into the meat grinder, and once they figure that out, they might just turn on us. And like
Goblins
you said, they outnumber
eat
us.
their dead?
That's what
Yes.
Steve said.
Sneak agrees with Scout. Goblins are unruly, barbaric, and untrustworthy of Sneak's greatness.
Question, just for everybody: is anyone having trouble getting onto Steam?
No,
You're the
we're
only one
all
not
in
visible.
here. Yeah,
Oh,
we're all
okay,
here.
okay. No, I think there was a weird update. Yeah, okay, my Steam's working.
Yeah.
Yeah, try and just power down and process, start up again.
Yeah, no, I'm coming in. Continue.
He kind of like barks back at you and just like, you are much less smart than you claim to be when you give your reports. Maybe I should not be taking everything you say at such face value. He says to Scout.
Perhaps you should not be gauging intelligence of those who are reporting to you. Bird who speaks behind orc's back. Intelligence is a subjective thing. I believe the dog is correct.
Perhaps I was wrong. Perhaps you plants have no brains after all.
I
Tell me.
told you I don't have a brain. But I can
What?
do this. And I'm just going to produce flame in my hand.
Use grass so he burns himself down.
Yeah, Sneak sees the fire and backs away very quickly.
Let's just produce flame. Flame does 1d4 damage.
What? You mean you don't have a brain?
Leshies are nothing more than simple disembodied spirits attached to fungi.
Excuse
Ghosts
me.
are real?
To a
You.
gourd.
And I am a leaf, thank you very much.
Did
So
not
you're
mean
like
to be so
ghosts?
insulting towards the leaf and the gourd.
So like
believe it's
I meant
ghosts
more so
inhabiting
as-
plants?
Would the term flora be more acceptable to you?
I'm going to cast Prestidigitation and make his clothing cold.
How petty.
Wait,
I
wait,
like that.
wait, whoa, wait. Are you Santa Claus?
I'm also going to make his clothes dirty.
They're
Are you doing
already
this to
quite dirty,
me?
but you make them even dirtier.
I'm going to tidy them and dirty them again.
Who are you doing this to?
The bird, not you.
Okay. Okay.
Karg. Here, I'll actually bring his fucking little mini out. There you go. It's not like a battle map or anything, but just he does not have a little loot on his back. There are not a lot of good images of Tengu people.
I don't know if Santa Claus is real to this universe or exists in this universe. I don't care. I'm asking if Gordon is Santa Claus.
That's fine.
Gordon is Gordon.
Is that Gordon's response?
Gordon
assuming so.
is I am me. Gordon is me, and I am Gordon.
Just so I know, is Produce Flame an arcane or a primal spell for you?
Technically both.
Okay, just wanted to check.
Why?
Oh, just for if someone wanted to like knowledge it to see like what the spell is when you start like doing a hand gesture, if it is a somatic component.
I currently have fat air quotes no primal cantrips equipped, even though most of my cantrips are also in the primal school.
Okay, good to know. Let's hurry. It's getting dark and chilly. He doesn't seem to understand necessarily that you've chilled his clothes or that you've made them more dirty as they were already quite filthy before. You walk and it has become dusk, almost nightfall. Kark is looking back every once in a while, maybe every 5 or 10 minutes or so, to make sure and like stop and inspect that people aren't leaving any trails, anything they can be followed by. He seems very paranoid about this, and he continues walking. The group walks almost in silence unless anyone wants to make any conversation with anyone. It doesn't have to be RP'd, but just in case characters talk amongst themselves.
I'd actually talk to Scout and be like, just so you know, goblins are capable of being nice. They just don't know what niceness is. I've never experienced it before. Like,
Oh, I'm
that's-
fully aware that there are goblins out there that are not bad. Like, I'm not saying that all goblins are bad. I know this tribe is not like a civilized group. Like, if they were more civilized goblins, like some of the ones that I've seen in some of the cities through my travels, it'd be a different story. These remind me of the goblins that try to butcher any dog or horse they see on sight.
Okay, just like, keep in mind showing them kindness might go a long way.
Like I said, they will probably see me and immediately want to kill me. I mean, next chance we get, I would suggest that you go. You know, you
If
are
you'd
very
like, you
kind,
cannot
and
let them see you.
You're a
Simply
very
remain in the
kind and
back.
attractive human. I'm pretty sure the goblins will enjoy your charm. I don't say it like maliciously. I say this all like in sincere tones because like Scout really likes Nicole. Not in any kind of fetished way, just as a really good friend.
It's like, okay, I just wanted to make sure you know it's not prejudge these goblins quite yet.
There's no reason to prejudge. They are, at the moment, a tool for us. Part of the reason that I disagree with Scout as well as the Leshy's assessment is that you think of them as long-term tools. I think of them as short-term interim tools.
I also don't like your attitude about them either.
You don't have
Got
to
'em.
like my attitude about it. The conversation is abruptly interrupted by a shriek of "Ah, Dad! Help!" and it is muffled out from the, I guess, the north.
I guess we should go
Uh,
investigate.
Scout, you vaguely recognize this voice.
Vaguely. What do you mean by vaguely?
It's a voice that you feel like you've heard a lot before, but you didn't get enough of a grasp of it to. It has a sense of familiarity to it, and makes you feel a little worried.
Well,
Mm.
if I feel any kind of apprehension, I would probably everyone else like besides this bird dude, everyone else moves like 25, right?
Everyone else moves quickly, yes.
Hey,
I believe so, unless anyone moves at 20.
Okay. I point to Fangs and I'm like, with me, and then like through the trees, ninja style.
I'll just look at everyone else. I think we should all go.
Like I would
Yeah.
assume everyone else is gonna come along.
Hey, let's go.
Everyone kind of like rushes off, and Kark is there and kind of like sulks and starts following after you slowly, but not willing to go off on his own. Needs his troop of bodyguards with him is the kind of the feel that you get. When I'm going to transfer us over to
how fast is dog?
everyone.
25.
Dog.
But technically, I'd
Oh,
actually be
okay.
moving a little bit slower. Like through the trees and stuff.
Okay, cool. It only takes you a few seconds to kind of like get to where the sound is, no more than 10, basically. So everyone is able to get there like fairly quickly. Does anyone have a speed faster than 30 or faster than 25? Just so I know. Or is everyone at the base?
I could, but I'm not going to.
Like, I mean, I technically do, but I'm not.
You
like,
have the
running
fleet
ahead of
spell.
everybody.
I have Long Strider.
Oh, okay.
but
So
I
the group
don't
kind of
do
like
that.
moves together. Phil, are you joining Jamal in traveling through the trees?
Yes, I will join him in the tree runs.
After about maybe 10 seconds of running back, you start to hear the sounds of men talking in like a bit of a normal room temperature kind of sound.
What?
They are. Did I say
You
room
said
temperature?
room temperature.
Like
Sorry.
inside voice?
Yes, they're talking in a normal
Speaking tone?
normal speaking tone. Thank you. Sorry, the
Cool.
vodka's hitting me a little bit hard at the moment.
Yikes.
But they are talking in like a language that I think only a couple of you would understand.
Is it the settler language?
It is the settler language.
Cool.
You would
I
overhear
understand.
them saying, like, "Hurry up and muzzle him, or shut him up, or knock him out. Kill him if you have to." Everyone has a passive perception that allows them to hear this because they're not trying to hide their voice. But let me know if anyone wants to like actively try and like peek through and search as to what is happening.
I mean, Scout immediately would peek through and search of what's happening.
Give me a perception roll then.
Perception. Plus 7. 20.
I'm going to load up a table super quick. And if this doesn't work, then I can just have a paper backup. But I want to try this just to see. If this is too much,
This is way too much.
yeah, okay, I can recall it then.
More trees, more.
Because the trees I don't think work just because they're kind of like tall and destroy sightlines. But you see.
Where are we, Steve?
You guys are coming from this direction. So you can be poking through like any of these trees if you want to be like looking or scouting or anything like that. And there are several human poachers. One of them is kneeling down and pinning a small creature to the ground who Jamal, through peeking out, would recognize as his
It's my
child.
son. Okay. Well.
They do not seem to have noticed you as of yet. They seem a little more interested by the creature that they are pinning to the ground and trying to stop from running away or calling out.
Okay. Then. Yeah, I'm going to.
Sorry, let me actually put these guys like in actual tiles. There we go.
Actually, I guess Phil would be. Where's Phil?
What's up?
Where's your character?
Oh, he's over here still.
Okay, so you'd probably be with me. Like they have my son, and then, yeah, I'm just gonna like move
So
up.
all of the green marks on the ground just are like high foliage, like chest high foliage, like for the purpose of like cover or like hiding or something like that. Bushes,
Chest
basically.
Highest in comparison to what?
Chest high for like a small creature, like someone could like duck down and like try and hide behind them. So like for a Leshy, they're probably a little bit closer to like your full body. Like they'd be total cover for you.
Yeah, I'm going to pretty much like in my stealth. Actually, I guess I'll stealth like to go in, but I'm gonna go and fight them.
Give me a stealth roll. And then there's no initiative right now, so anyone can just like freely act if they want to.
I was gonna say I'm just gonna step out and yell, "Wait!"
I'm gonna stealth as well.
One of the men kind
Gordon's
of like
just gonna stand here because
stops.
Oh,
I don't think there's a ton of way to even see him.
What is that total stealth roll, Jamal?
That total stealth roll is 21.
Okay.
I have a 12 to stealth.
Ooh, that's not good.
I'm big, chunky man. I occasionally do not get good stealth roll.
The two men who are like kind of over top of Scout seem to kind of like look over to you and then quickly return to like trying to like restrain him, like tying his hands behind his back.
Wait, they look at me?
No, they look at Dylan.
Oh, okay. Then yeah, I'm gonna move up and I'm gonna grab this first guy and put a like.
That weight was as much at you as it is at them.
Oh, it's he ignores it 100%. Like
It is his child.
It's literally
Very
his son
fair.
that they said that they
I'm-
were gonna kill. So he's not gonna stop for anything, and he's gonna go up and he's gonna grab this guy and he's gonna put a knife to his throat, and he tells the two to back off in like a growled tone.
Do you say this in a language they can understand, or just
Yes,
in
in their language. I say if they don't let him go, I'm killing this one.
Okay.
And I'm guessing this is the leader, because he's the one who was ordered the two other guys, right?
They haven't really done anything since you've been observing them. They've just been trying to like restrain your boy. This is just the one who's standing back.
Yeah, no, I do exactly that same thing.
Okay.
I just said.
If you want to try and tackle this dude from the trees, I'll give
I'm
you.
not tackling him. I'm sneaking up behind him, and I'm literally just gonna have a dagger to his like my washashi was
Wakizashi.
Yeah, my deadly ass weapon.
So before anything else, because Jamal's done it a little bit, does anyone else have anything they want to do? Like either 1 or 2 action, like limit.
I'm just been walking forward after yelling, "Wait!" I'm still.
Me and Timolin are just gonna hang back here and peer over a bush just to watch what's going on.
Redis, Phil.
get there. I'm
what about
pretty
me?
far, actually.
All right, is there anything that you're doing, or are you just hanging out in the tree,
Oh wait.
like remaining in stealth?
Yeah, I'm gonna stay here because I think if I get closer with myself, I'm just
Dylan is
gonna.
sad man stealth roll.
Redis, are you stealthing or are you just walking up?
Nah, I'm gonna just walk up.
Okay. So upon Gout like jumping down and like pulling out his sword and kind of like putting it to the man's throat, and Redis like kind of walking out into being visible at this point, the tracker kind of goes like, "Oh,
I'm gonna say,
woman, what's your game?"
what are you doing in my forest?
What are you doing in my swamp?
I almost said swamp. Not gonna lie.
I just a couple of hungry men looking for food. That's all.
You came
Who's
to
your
the wrong forest.
strange group of company you seem to be carrying
Well-
yourself with?
Have you noticed that they used to be human, like you?
You just want a werewolf or something?
No,
Where at?
they were in my forest and hunting my animal friends, and I decided they should be punished for that.
Ooh, make me a deception check. Give me a. I'll give you a +2 for that because that's pretty cool.
My deception's not very good though. I don't know what I rolled yet.
It's an 11.
So 12.
Oh no.
So 13 total. Or 14 total. That's math.
Woman, you want to call off your strange werebeasts, whatever they are?
If you let go of his son.
A tracker kind of looks over to the couple of poachers who are like looking up at him, like waiting for some kind of command, and he makes like a kind of sound, like a bird call.
Does that sound like the bird call I heard when I was scouting before?
It does a little bit.
Got him.
Okay.
And the poachers slowly back away, like one over the other. Spot is like kind of restrained. He's like got a leather strap, like a belt strap, basically like over his like snout, I guess I'll call it, so that he can't speak out or like open his muzzle.
Now, I would recommend, if you don't want to share their fate, you leave and you don't come back. This is no area for you to hunt.
And then you want to call off your dogs?
I don't let go of them.
Scout, if you leave now, there will be no, if you let him go now, there's no way Spot will be hurt.
Dylan, you speak. I guess you don't speak Scoonie, do you? Suni,
No.
Suni. Okay. Well, I speak in Suni to my son to tell him to go and like.
Okay.
Go and hide with the leshies.
Before anything else, you being sorry, Jamal, Kayan, who have the highest passive perception, are able to see another creature kind of like rustle into position behind these bushes over here.
Like, do I know what that is?
You're able to like catch a glimpse of him and see that he's like dressed similarly to the other like men around.
Okay then. Well, like I said, I don't let go. I tell my son to come over here. And I whisper to the guy in his tongue, I'm like, if your friend in the bush decides to do anything, you're dead. And then I turn to Catherine and I say, this one we need to talk to.
Nice try. Do it again.
What?
Wrong name.
Wrong name.
Oh,
Fucking
Nicole.
try, guys, please.
Sorry. Yeah, I say that that to Nicole that this one's been in our woods before.
Well, he'll probably never come back now.
The tracker kind of like
I
slowly
to-
brings his hand up and like kind of starts to place it unless you do anything like drastic, starts to like try and slowly place it like on your wrist, Spot or Scout. Sorry.
I put the dagger closer and I say, "Don't move." And I turn to Catherine. I'm like,
When
"He's
I see him
been."
do
Nicole.
that, I'm just gonna cast sleep on him. See what happens
On the
On who?
tracker or on Scout?
on the tracker.
Okay.
So DC 18.
It's a will save?
Yeah.
That is a natural 1.
So critical failure. He's unconscious for an hour.
As a reaction, I'm gonna attempt to recognize that spell.
Yeah, go for it. That is a occult check, I believe, because Dylan is an occult caster, right?
Yep.
Because it has slightly different somatic components and verbal
It's a
components.
good
as,
thing I'm god tier at all spell
I was gonna say you
masters.
have an int, so you're probably pretty good at it.
Ooh, well, we're just gonna.
Spoke a little quick there.
Really want to know what's going on with that spell?
That's better.
Oh baby!
That's a good change.
All right, so you like can tell like even through like the distance you're at, Nicole trying to be like a little bit discreet about it. The hand motions track, and you're like, she's trying to like subdue him. This is like the sleep spell.
I'm not about to machine gun blast this man with a magic missile.
Okay. The tracker falls unconscious to the ground.
So he is just standing there. He just slumps.
Oh, sorry, he doesn't fall.
Yeah, that's how.
Went over this
Okay.
last time.
Sorry, I forgot. I was under the impression it was a different spell. So he slumps, his hand kind of like falls to his side. Jamal and Scout and Sneet, you see the poacher in the bushes who you spotted like moving to position earlier, kind of like start to pull up a bow as if he's like drawing it and taking aim at someone in the middle. One of like these 3 over here.
Wait, what? Like the guy that I'm holding?
No.
No.
That's slumped.
This dude over here is taking aim at someone in this direction by you.
Oh, okay.
What'd you do to him? One of the men kind of like says to Nicole,
Oh, he's
who
just
seems to
asleep
be the one
right
like
now.
presenting herself in charge.
He's just asleep now. It's the start of the transformation process.
Oh, well, stop it! We'll let your weird rat dog go.
Yeah, why didn't Scout move? Not Scout. Spot move after I told him to like.
Spot's restrained.
Oh,
By
they didn't
what?
let him go then.
They backed away from him though.
Yeah, but they were supposed to let him go.
Oh, sorry, I didn't hear it
His
was let him
throat.
go.
Slit his throat.
No, the guy's unconscious now, right? He's like slumped
Slit
in front
his
of me.
throat.
He's asleep.
Slit
Yes.
his throat.
Find a broom. Wait.
Whoa, Bill, come on, chill.
I'm gonna be like, Sneet, do you mind having Timolin collect?
An arrow is shot at Nicole from the shadows.
So, anyways, I started blasting. Yeah, hell yeah, brother. This guy's taking 3 magic missiles straight through his dick.
All right,
Can I get 1 more D4?
I got you. Where are your D4s?
Did you just level 2 spell, like cast level magic
No,
missile?
it's just magic missile scales on how many.
Dylan
actions
does a
you put into
19
it.
hit your AC.
Yes.
All right, cool. Just checking.
Hit him with the gat. All right, so it's 6 plus
Average.
3, so he takes 9 force damage, or 9.
Which dude specifically? One of these
Guy in the
dudes.
bush.
One of these here. Cool. So Dylan, you take 6 points of piercing damage as an arrow like strikes right into your chest. From an area that you're not quite sure, because the only 2 people you see who are conscious at the moment are directly in front of you, and while they are like weapons at side, they are not like aiming at you.
Yeah. I'll be like, well, that was a mistake. Leave the unconscious one for now.
Emerson, what is your magic missile damage against your target, since it's a
9
guaranteed
force
hit?
damage.
Mark that shit off. Everyone else, roll initiative. If you are in stealth currently, which I believe applies to Sneet and Enzo, I want you to roll me stealth instead of perception. For Nicole, Scout, Redis, and
Ooh.
Gordon, I want you to roll me a perception
I'm
check
gonna reroll
for your
that,
initiative.
Steve.
Ooh, that's beautiful.
Holy fuck!
Me and Sneak.
Oh my god. Ready to fuck people up. I'm gonna run to the bathroom like super quick.
Ready for that surprise round, I guess.
Gordon coming in with a gat. Hit him with the blap blap.
At one point, I think Lornik had like a wand of magic missiles, and you could just blow all the charges at once to cast like a level 7 magic
It's the
missile.
magic missile machine gun. Let's go.
It's pretty much how I treated it. It's just like 3 actions. There's 9 missiles. Let's go.
Holy Christ.
Well, that almost worked.
Heightening magic missile fucking scales really weirdly.
Yeah.
For every additional like heightened level you put into it, it fucking shoots 1 additional magic missile per action you spend.
Oh jeez. For every 2 levels. For every 2 levels.
Is it 2 levels?
Height plus 2, yeah.
Is
All
that
right.
what that means?
Yeah.
Okay. Still, that's nuts.
So, looks like top of the order is both of you tied for 26.
Who's going
And
first?
Zoe and Sneak.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Both of you have to choose amongst yourselves who wants to go first.
Okay, rock, paper, scissors. Come on. Like,
you're
tell me
going
what you
first.
got, and I'll tell you what I got.
Let's not make combat any longer than it has to be.
Okay, cool. So I'm in the trees, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Any bush that you pass through is counted as difficult terrain, just so you know.
And that means what for movement?
Double movement cost. So like a 5-foot step would cost 10.
Okay. And I guess be 25. And okay, so I have 3 actions.
Yes, correct. And you
Okay.
can use them however you want.
Okay.
Some actions cost multiple, like a power attack, for example, costs 2.
Okay, so
But
I'm
if you want
assuming
to like run
here
up
to
as one
start.
action and then attack, you can totally do that.
Okay, so this would be 5 or 10, I guess.
Jumping from tree to tree, if that's what you
Yeah.
want to do, would be an acrobatics check to jump, which is 1 action, which
Okay.
limits your movement a little bit, but it keeps you off of the ground.
Okay, I'll just jump down then.
You'll drop down, okay.
And
So it's 5
this
to
guy's
drop
n-
down, and then
Yep,
this dude
this
is
guy's knocked out?
unconscious.
cool.
Yeah,
Uh,
I did shout out. Leave the unconscious one for now.
All right. So 1 action, drop down, run to him.
You can get
And
there with
attack.
your movement. Okay, so it's your second action to attack then. Give me an attack roll.
Okay, cool.
Or do you want a power attack because both your actions left?
No, I'll do a single attack right now.
Also, double. Is this going to be lethal or non-lethal?
Yes, I should ask you that beforehand.
Lethal.
Because there's a penalty to non-lethal, but there's no penalty to lethal with
Right.
your specific weapon.
Yeah. So that's plus the number in the like act, right?
Plus your attack bonus or your melee hit
Yeah.
bonus. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's 23.
All right. That is a hit, but not a crit.
Cool. 1d12. That is 12 plus my strength bonus, right?
Yep.
So
Poor guy's
that's plus
dead.
3. So that's 15 damage.
All right, mark it off. He takes a heavy wound as you slash him like across the chest, and he reels back, stumbles back, pushed into the tree, and like gets ready to look to run. And he yells out like,
Guy's really fucking hardy at 24 hit points.
"Garrett, I hope you're nearby."
All right, and
You have 1 action left, Phil.
yeah, I'm gonna.
Do it again.
No, I'm going to. Oh, can I do a stealth into the trees again as one action?
You can try and like hide into like these bushes if you want, like dive into them and make it like a hide check or like a stealth
Okay.
check. There is a bit of a penalty to it because you're in combat currently, but you can try and hide, like conceal yourself from other targets.
Okay. Fuck it. I'll just hit him again.
Okay. There's a -5 penalty for multi-attack.
Okay. Oof. That's a
I'm just gonna tell you that is a miss.
Yeah, no. Okay.
Because
He-
with the
he-
-5.
he- Here you go.
Oh, no. I have my own. It's fine.
Oh, okay, good.
That's fair. I think everyone's got like a healthy amount right now.
Okay, listen. We're gonna talk here. We're gonna have a conversation here.
Negotiate this
How-
attack.
I want to turn
Okay.
this attack roll into a diplomacy. check
18.
if
18.
possible. Okay, an 18 is the roll final.
Yeah.
Is that including the -5?
Yes.
Okay, 18 hits.
Gee, I hope so. This guy's not in full plate. At least I don't think he is.
Okay, that's 9 damage.
Fuck, you roll a d12. Okay, so 9 damage. What was the total damage on this guy?
33.
Okay, he is unconscious and dying. As Phil jumps out of the tree and like runs into this dude, and you do like the fucking Final Fantasy VII like double slash whatever. And
Wait, did Phil just
Yes.
Omni Slash this guy?
yeah, Phil just
Yes.
omni slash this guy, and mid omni slash he yells out for help and gets cut down before he can finish yelling.
I wasn't
Sneed.
done.
I mean, you were. It's your turn is over.
No. I mean, I wasn't done to him when he was saying his message.
Sneed, is your turn.
This guy in the middle is unconscious, right?
Yes, he is
Okay.
standing kind of dazed with his hands at his side. He's still holding on to his weapon.
Okay. Then I'm gonna cast Fleet Step onto Malin.
Okay.
So that gives him a +30 to his movement speed.
Okay.
And then that takes how many actions?
That's 2 actions from you for Fleet
Yeah.
Step
And I can use 1 action to order him, right?
to command him, which gives him
Okay. So I'm gonna have him go.
do it again.
I lost count.
1, 2, 3. It's 5 to get there. So that he can get there in 1 action currently, and then he has 1 left to attack if you want him to, or do
Yeah,
trip,
bludgeon
grapple,
spot.
something else.
Did we ever figure out if I need to order him to use his support benefit or?
Yes, you have to order him to use a support benefit specifically.
Okay. Learning how to use companions.
First combat, I expect a little bit of hiccups.
And he does have the throw rock ability, or does?
No, he does not.
Never mind.
He only has a melee attack currently.
Can he move again in his turn?
He can.
Yeah, then-
He can just take the move action twice.
Yeah, I'll do that then.
So he gets to move 1 more time, and then I'm going to go Scout. You are next in the initiative.
Okay. So this guy's slumped, but he's like still standing, right?
He is still standing. His hand that was like about to grab your hand has like fallen like limp by his side, and his head is slouched a little bit. But he's still holding onto his bow, from what you can see.
Okay, so I'm going to use create a distraction, and I'm going to try to impersonate this guy's voice as best as possible to yell out, "There are more coming." And then I'm going to, so pretty much everyone who can hear that, who understands that, who isn't an ally, has to make a perception check.
Okay, so I will roll a few perception checks then.
I will say this guy isn't prevented from waking up like normally.
I'm assuming damage would wake him up immediately, right?
Whatever would normally wake.
Or
someone
like
up.
any jolt would wake him up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Or potentially somebody yelling.
Oh, okay. Good to know.
He's just naturally asleep. He's not magical sleep at this point.
Gotcha. Thank you for the heads up.
Yes.
Okay.
So every single person that failed the DC check, I'm
Does
hitting.
that include your allies? Do you have to convince as well?
Just I think
Because it's
does-
auditory only.
Yeah, I don't think it affects my allies.
Okay. We'll
But-
say for now it doesn't.
Yeah,
And I'll look into it for the next game.
and then I just move over to like I guess here.
Okay.
And like
I'm assuming
so-
drawing a weapon at the same time.
Yeah, if This guy.
and drawing a weapon.
Oh, I still have a weapon.
You have
right?
Wakizashi out, correct?
Yeah, I still
Sorry.
had it out. So I'm gonna go over here and I'm gonna like cut the restraints. Like I'm gonna get Spot out of it.
Okay.
And I'm going to like.
So that
tell
would be your
him-
last action.
Yes.
You can like speak as a free action if it's a short command.
Yeah, it's
but-
it's literally just go hide with Sneet in
Okay.
Spoonie.
All right. Gordon, you are next.
This guy dead or dying?
This guy is dying.
Cool. Is there a like coup de grace action?
Yes.
I believe you just attack them when they're down, and then they take 1 wound automatically.
Hell yeah, brother.
Like you could just punch this dude with like a staff if
I'm
you want to,
hitting him
or
with
even
my
like
stick.
drop kick him. Yep.
I thought coup de grace just straight up kills the person.
Don't know if that exists in Pathfinder 2. I'll double check super quick.
Because if they can't defend themselves, you just finish them off.
I'm pretty sure taking damage just causes them to take 1 more wound. What's the attack roll?
I haven't rolled yet because I don't know what you guys are.
So no, there
discussing?
is no coup de grace type action.
Oh.
It's just that while he's unconscious, he gets a -4 to AC and reflex saves, and then any
Lord,
damage he
that's
does
not
causes him to
particularly
wound.
good. I need him to be dead. That is still not particularly good.
No.
I really would
Can you
rather
roll
him be
above a
dead.
5?
Oh
You
my
did it.
goodness. Dylan, why didn't
Well-
you say 10?
I guess I can't kill him. That's too bad.
Oh,
Uh,
what's your 2 hit still?
11.
You thwack him while he's on the ground, and you hit him. He almost moves out of the way, but you manage to crack him like in the skull.
Cool.
And he starts to kind of like seize on the ground a little
Is he
bit.
dead yet?
He's not dead, but he is very close to.
Holy fuck, this is way harder than I thought it was going to be.
Takes a couple of hits when they're on the
Lord
ground and dying.
almighty. NPCs having a dying state is the worst thing to happen to video games I've ever seen. All right, I'm just going to do it again.
I
At a
might take that out if
-5.
it becomes annoying.
Yeah, nope. I miss. All right, that's my turn.
Okay. NPCs. The first things that happen, there is another sound as Scout.
So I'm assuming that archer didn't.
Does a 19 hit you for
Uh,
AC?
Does a 19 hit me? I'm just going to react with Nimble Dodge, increasing my AC by 2. So, wait, that might only meet it. 1 second.
So creatures cannot be reduced to fewer than 0 hit points. When most creatures hit 0 hit points, they die and are removed from play unless the attack
Okay.
is non-lethal.
So I'll just say this dude dies and you get your actions back then. Sorry.
I'm running it back. I'm casting Animate Dead on his body and raising a shambling zombie. The shambling zombie then rises and gets to do its 2 actions at the end of my turn. Brip, brip,
Necromancy, I like it.
over to here. The zombie is going to start bludgeoning this man with its bare fists.
Sorry, I wasn't sure if NPCs also got
This
the die.
fucking die have snaps on. No wonder it's fucking getting all fucked up all over the place.
Here, take snap off and re-roll it then.
I did.
All right.
Well, there we go. Well, it's not super
It's
great
just
anyways,
cursed.
but
It's just super cursed.
does a 13 hit?
13 does not hit this dude.
Cool, it's gonna do it again. Wow, fuck me.
Here.
Just delete that die.
Delete
There you
this
go.
guy, Steve. I don't have fucking permissions. All right, that's my zombie's turn.
Okay.
Carry on.
The poacher who is being attacked by this like now risen body of his friend kind of goes like, what are you doing, Ivan? What are you doing? As he like tries to like dodge to the side, like almost bumping into Scout. Scout, did you use your nimble dodge action?
No, I'm not going to use it because if the guy's hitting me with like a ridiculous
Because
18 or
it's a
19.
19.
Yeah, I only have 15 AC, so
Okay. So you hear a sound coming out of the shadows, and one arrow pegs you in the chest, and one arrow whizzes by, missing you by like a decent distance.
do the 2 arrows come from the same location?
They come from different locations.
Oh, okay, so those guys didn't fall for my trick.
No. You take 6 points of piercing damage.
Cool.
Do we know where these arrows came from, like in general?
Spot would maybe have an understanding that one of them comes from like around this direction. Direction, not like location. So like somewhere in like
That way.
to his left, based on the side of the arrow it hit from. The other one whizzed by. You're not quite exactly sure in the moment where it came from.
Cool.
The other attacks. Does a 28 crit you is what I'm going to ask.
Are you talking to me?
Yeah.
Well, my AC's 15.
So yes. And then
wait. So 28 would crit me.
does it beat you by 10? So
Yeah,
if your AC is
so
15,
even
then it crits you.
Yeah.
Cool.
Because
So then a second arrow comes from the same direction, and it hits you for 15 points of damage.
cool.
Or sorry, it's double. So half,
Does it
it's
more,
14.
14? Oh, okay.
14, yeah. Sorry, I'm bad at math.
Cool.
And a second arrow comes by and whiffs. And you see this poacher, he tries to use his last action to run away from Tim Allen and hide behind this tree. And you see one more poacher who approaches and appears here. But he did not roll well on his stealth check. So he is visible to everyone. Next initiative is Nicole.
He's out of my range. Okay, so I'm going to cast Telekinetic Projectile on this guy.
That sounds cool.
That just damage?
It's just flinging a rock at him.
Throw a loose object. Okay.
Spell
You're picking up a
attack,
rock and just whipping it.
pretty much. Spell attack, which I believe is +4 for me. +8. Okay. Oh, there's my die.
1d6 plus your spellcasting modifier.
Ooh, 13. I'm gonna reroll that.
Okay.
Damn it! Now my dice is cursed.
Oh man,
I
fucking.
stole the curse from Emerson apparently. No,
As it should be.
Do you need a new d20, Emerson? By the way.
I gave him one of mine.
Okay.
But apparently I gave him the good one, not the
Wrong
cursed
one, yeah.
Oh, that was it. Okay, it's +8, so it's 14.
Does not hit.
All right, well then.
Throw a rock, it goes wide. How many actions was that to
That's
cast
2.
that spell? Okay, you have one action left.
Yep. Gonna cast Life Boost on Scout.
Okay.
So you get fast healing 2 for 4 rounds.
So at the start of every one of your turns, Jamal, you get 2 health.
Cool.
Rita, it is your turn.
Can I move over this stump here?
Yep. You can just go over it. It counts as difficult terrain to kind of just like jump over it, basically, because it's no more than like a foot or 2 high.
Okay, so what's difficult terrain?
Difficult terrain, if it would take 5 feet to go over it normally, it costs 10 instead.
Okay,
So-
so would this be like 2 squares to get over, I guess? Or?
So like basically if you wanted to go, this one doesn't count. It's basically this one and this one that count.
Okay.
But if you pass over it diagonally, then it counts as 1.
5, 10,
So it's just an extra, yeah, like 5 feet.
20. Can I move here? Am I allowed
Yep.
to?
That's
Like
25.
30.
That's
I
30.
get 30.
Yep.
Does flanking
Tiger
do anything in
Stance.
this game?
Flanking does do stuff in this game. Flanking is a +2 to hit.
Yeah, technically you're allied with the zombies. You can stand there if you want.
Yeah, if you stay here, you're flanking technically.
I mean, he's also flanking the scout.
Alright. So movement, 1 action. Tiger Stance, another action.
Oh,
Last
shit.
action. Fury of Blows.
All right. So let's give me 2 attack rolls then with Tiger Stance.
Yeah, so I'll do the first one.
As Rita's fucking like vaults
Well,
over.
That's
What does Tiger Stance look
7,
like?
8, 9, 10.
Oh my god,
Nice.
you guys.
And
He's
then
one
I'll
of
roll my
these
second one
here's
now.
tokens.
The second attack is a minus.
-4. So 13,
Oh, you're an
14,
agile, right?
15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Yeah.
That hits.
So, well, no, 20 -4. So,
So
16.
16? 16 hits.
Woohoo! 1d8 slashing. I don't get any pluses, right? Unless it tells me. 4.
For those of you who are
You probably
Destiny
You had your
fans,
strength.
for the damage.
even
Oh,
though
do
the
I?
writing is
Yep.
on the screen is
If it's an unarmed attack, you do. Or if it's a melee attack in general, you add your strength
So-
to it pretty much all the time.
Okay.
One
If I'm
fucking
dex based, do I have my dex?
guardian
Nope.
has been
Alrighty,
kicking
well,
Not unless
my
it specifically says so.
ass.
is +1, so 5 damage.
Still 5 damage. Cool.
Does Tiger Stance
Uh,
have any additional effects?
If I crit, it does 1d4 pierce or bleeding.
That's good. Persistent bleed.
Yeah.
So, at the bottom of the initiative, I'm gonna actually
sorry,
put these
sorry,
tokens
sorry,
in.
sorry.
ahead.
I was stunning fist. He needs to make a class DC or be stunned. I forgot about that.
Is that a reaction? What exactly is that? The trigger stunning fist?
It's just a feat.
Oh, it's just whenever you hit.
Yep.
Okay. Plus his.
It's just my class DC you have to make.
Is it a fortitude save? I assume.
Yep.
He rolls an 11.
Cool. My class DC is 17.
Cool. So he
He's
is.
stunned
He
for
loses
one
his turn.
stun 1.
And then at the bottom of the initiative is
Bitch.
Mr. Tracker is going to 1, 2, 3, 4,
He's asleep.
5.
How did he wake up?
He woke up.
When?
Jamal yelled right in his ear.
Oh,
Hate to
that's
see
fair.
it.
That's fair. That's what I figured.
And while he moves, he drops his bow and he pulls out his short sword. Nicole, he's going to try and grapple you with his last action.
Okay.
Which is just an attack roll versus your AC. What is attack bonus? It is does a 17 hit your AC?
Yes.
Okay. He grapples you and he brings the short sword up to your throat and he goes, "Call off your dogs."
I mean, even if you kill me, they'll still kill you.
True.
Damn,
All right.
son.
Back to the top of the order. Phil, you're first.
Spot doesn't get to do a thing to run away.
Spot is
Restrained.
I
Okay.
cut him.
you cut him
with
loose,
my
so
turn.
I'll put him at the bottom of the order. So Spot gets to move his distance away. He'll get to here
Excellent.
after using one action to pick himself up. Sorry, thank you for reminding me.
Like, you leave my son in the friggin' combat. I should have killed that guy on the ground.
Right. I'm going to come here, and I want to power attack this guy, and hopefully power attack him into what I assume the black spot is a tree or a rock.
The tree is it's basically either a tree or a rock. Typically they are trees.
Yeah,
There's
so I
not,
want to
like-
like
Large rocks in this area.
slash at him from right to left to try and smash him into that.
Oh, bye, Dylan.
If that's
Yeah, give me an
possible.
attack roll. Did you move to get there? I assume.
Yeah.
Okay. And you're power attacking with your last hit.
Oh,
You,
oh no. Oh no,
Ooh.
I'm out of
all right.
dice.
Someone has donated a hero point for you. Congratulations.
Donations are accepted.
You're fucking experiencing the big suck today. These rolls blow.
Okay,
Yeah,
that's
these rolls are bad, guys.
24.
24 is a hit, but not a crit.
Okay, still 2 dice.
Yep.
Okay.
Roll me your damage. Sneet, it is your turn.
Fuck. Okay, that's not damaged. Jesus.
Feels bad. Mark that damage off on his mini, please, Phil.
Is he all stuck between like my sword and the tree or something?
No, he is not. You
Ugh.
bap him with your sword, and he is knocked back into the tree, but you don't like cleft into him in half and pin him to the tree with your sword.
Oh darn.
Not with 6 damage. He's able to kind of like deflect your blow slightly and only take a lot of like back damage. What's up, Sneet? What are you and Tim Allen doing?
So this guy has Nicole grappled right now, right?
Correct.
So if I were to attack him, would I also hit Nicole?
They are in the same square, but you can attack him without hitting Nicole. There is a small penalty to doing so because they're so close.
What's the
He's
penalty?
basically using Nicole as soft cover, so he gets a +1 to his AC.
Okay.
And if you critically fail, you may hit Nicole.
Okay. Then I'm going to 10, 10, 15, 20. Go right here. And-
Jamal! Fuck!
Munching those fucking chips.
And I'm going to cast Hydraulic Push on the tracker.
Okay. So he has to make a fortitude save. Is that how that works?
I think hydraulic push is a reflex.
It's a ranged spell attack
Oh,
roll.
okay.
So give me an attack roll versus him, and then as your last action to. That's all 3 actions, right?
That's 2 action. Actually, yeah, I moved and then cast. Yeah.
Hydraulic pushes 2. So.
Fuck. I'm gonna use it.
Oh my god, you guys! There are too many like below 5 rolls happening today.
I can't even reconnect the steed.
I'm gonna.
And then all the hero points were taken away.
Well, we lose them at the end of the day, anyways.
Better.
Okay, what's the total? Plus your spell attack roll.
What is this? Like,
It should be on your sheet, next to your spells section. It's typically your proficiency plus your spellcasting modifier, which in your case is wisdom.
okay, I got it.
So it's-
It's 13 plus 8, so 21, I think.
Okay. How far is he pushed back? And he takes 3d6 bludgeoning damage.
Yeah, hydraulic
And
push
is
is
Yeah.
real
knocked back.
good.
Whoa, that's really good. Holy shit. Okay,
And then
roll me
he gets
damage.
knocked back 5 feet.
Cool. Dylan is broken out of the grapple automatically.
Another d6.
Jamal, it is your turn.
Okay, so on my turn, I regenerate 2 health. Boop
Yep.
boop.
Yeah.
And my
Fucking making
movement
a zombie on turn 1. I can't
My-
believe you.
my movement speed is increased
Holy
by
shit, that's a lot
5
of
because
damage.
I have. Okay, Steve, I need to know if anybody fell for my lookout thing.
Of the people that you can
You don't have to tell me. No. You died. It doesn't matter.
Okay, I just have to
who.
tell you if anyone fell for it.
Yeah, because if it happened,
Yes.
I have a panache point.
At least one person fell for your thing, so you have
Perfect.
panache.
Cool. So 5, 10, 20.
Rocket fuel activated. Panache
Extra
mode online.
10-foot fucking move speed, I think it is.
No, it just adds 5 right now. Has to get higher.
Still good.
So yeah, I get over here. While I move, I will free action take out the dog slicer. And as I like come off of,
Drawing a weapon is not a free action, by the way.
that's not.
unless you have
Okay, then
quick
I'll keep the
Wakizashi.
Wakizashi.
Yeah.
And as I like get over to this, I will jump, stab this dude.
You have the movement to get over it in 1 action, so give me an attack roll.
Cool.
And then you have 1 action left afterwards. Unless you want to do something specifically with like I don't know if you're fainting this dude or if you're just gonna attack
No, I
twice.
don't need to feint him. I already have a panache, so.
Okay.
That is a 21.
Hit.
Okay. So it's this plus 2 damage. Wow,
Emerson,
that
you're
thing
next.
really went. 5 damage.
Mark it off.
And
And
then
then you have 1 action left.
yeah, so then I'll
Can attack again at a -5
Yeah, I'll
penalty, I think. Unless you have agile. But I don't know if the
Yep.
Wakizashi does.
Yep, it's agile.
Okay.
So this is 5 slashing. And then yeah, so I'll do another attack.
Emerson, is your turn.
But
You sure you don't want to like
that hits.
finish
Those options
Jamal's
first.
turn
17
first,
plus
bud?
8.
So 17 plus 8 is the total. Jamal?
Yeah, minus 4.
It's a hit, but not a crit.
Cool. And then that's another 4 points of piercing damage.
Sorry, I was trying to speed it up a little bit. All right. He takes the full damage to that attack as you jump over and like give him 2 like kind of shallow cuts. They are not
one-
as fatal as they would be.
One
because
is a
of his-
slash, one is a stab.
Okay.
Specifically.
Good to know.
Also, did you recover those 2 health points?
Yes, I did. I have 8 health points. I will die to 2 hits or a hit.
You think that if this was someone who wasn't wearing armor, it would be a little bit easier to like make these more fatal attacks against him, but his studded leather armor is kind of like protecting him a little bit more than like an animal or like an unarmored human would probably like have gone down by now. Emerson, it is your turn.
All right, gonna use a free action to drain my bonded item. His quote with staff. Gonna get back a use of magic missile, and I'm going to fucking blast at the tracker man. Okay. Hiya! Whoops, I'm only rolling 2 of those dice. So I need to sustain my zombie boy.
That is pretty cool that you can just get spell slots back.
So he takes 9 damage. 9
16.
force damage.
I'm just doing quick math. He is blasted back as, how do your magic missiles hit him? Is it just like center of mass? Because they can go wherever you want.
Baz to hit him in the chest.
All right. They hit him in the chest, and he like kind of like coughs out some blood as his chest kind of like caves in a little bit as the force of these projectiles hit him, and he like falls to the ground.
Cool. I can use my final action to sustain the zombie. Zombie gets 2 actions. It's going to use its hand attack against the man. Okay, that's not.
It's also flanking, so it gets
Plus
plus
2
2.
As terrible as it was before. It gets a +7, so it gets +9, so it's a 20 to hit.
That's a hit.
Cool. It gets 1d6 +3, and the man is grabbed. So it deals 6 bludgeoning damage, and he is grabbed until the end of the zombie's next turn. Cool. And the zombie's going to use a jaw attack.
Hit him with the old 1-2.
Yeah.
Grab and bite.
And he gets a +7 to this.
Ooh.
So it's a +3 total, so 20 again.
That's a hit.
Hits him. So 1d8 +3. So 9 piercing damage.
Okay,
He's
that brings
at,
his total up to 21.
21.
He is like, he screams out as your zombie bites into him. He
He's-
does not fall limp, but
Yeah,
he
he's
is
grabbed until the end of the zombie's next turn.
struggling to try and get away. Speaking of, it is his turn. I'm just gonna roll this dude first and see how many attempts it takes to break out. What is the DC to break out?
It isn't. He's just grabbed until the end of the monster's next turn.
Okay.
There is no DC.
All right.
It
good to
just
know.
gives him the grabbed condition.
I actually have a condition card for that. Haha.
Oh. An escape or a grab creature can use the escape action to get out of the grab. Yeah, he just has to.
Making you
it's attacked.
flat-footed and immobilized. If you manipulate an action while grabbed, you must succeed the DC 5 check or it's lost. Okay. And he may try to escape, you said.
Mhm.
Which would be acrobatics, I believe.
No, a grabbed creature can use the escape action to get out of the grab, and then the grab ends for a grabbed creature as the monster moves away from it.
Okay.
Like it literally does not give me a DC in this stat block.
Mm-hmm. This is typically the athletics DC of the creature grabbing you. Does he have an athletics bonus on his stat sheet by chance?
+5.
Okay, so it would be a DC 15. So the first attempt to break out does not happen. The second attempt also that critically fails, which means you don't get free and you can't attempt an escape until your next turn. So he spends his entire turn trying to escape and cannot.
Yeah, zombie.
Enzo, the poacher who is in front of you, takes a 5-foot step away from you.
It's attack of opportunity.
It's a guarded step.
I
which
think he's a cunt.
He's going to try and shoot you once, although he is too shaken up from your attack and rolls a critical failure. And then he takes off into the woods for his movement as his last action.
Can I yell at him?
Yeah, you can.
Come back, coward! Fight me!
That's as far as he gets, right?
Yeah, that's as far as he gets. This one is going to. Actually, he's feeling pretty good where he is in cover behind the tree.
Because there's a zombie right here.
Going to take 2. who would he probably shoot at? The biggest threat right now to this dude is probably either the zombie or Redis. The zombie has the clearest line of sight. Did Tim Allen try and attack this guy? I forget.
He could only
He only got there. He didn't
he only
swing.
got there. He didn't swing or anything. And
Okay.
I wasn't able to order him to do something because I used all my turns.
Okay. I just wanted to double check. So the poacher is going to shoot at the zombie shambler once, and then shoot the other one at Nicole, who he thinks is still like the one controlling the creatures that he has seen.
Fair enough.
The first attack against the zombie is a 19 to hit.
Emerson,
Emerson?
you know the zombie AC.
That hits a zombie, yeah. It's not a
Okay.
crit.
And then Dylan, the second attack against you with a -5 penalty is a quick math 23 to hit.
Jesus, okay, that hits.
Yeah, he rolled a 19. Okay.
How much
So
damage?
the first attack against the zombie. Yeah, Steam is having a bad time tonight. I'm sorry, guys. The zombie takes 6 damage. Nicole, you take 4 damage. And he is going to use his last action to try and hide in this bush from everyone else. I'm going to roll a stealth check for him and see if he can actually become hidden. You guys all see this dude dive into the bush. You don't see him come out, but you know that he dives behind the bush. It is Scout's turn, or Spot's turn, sorry. Spot runs over to where Sneet was and just hangs out. Enzo, it's your turn. Top of the order.
Oh, good. I just got disconnected and reconnected.
Man,
Wait, did I
top of
get...
the order.
Oh, did I
Me
just
and
fucking
Dylan both
skip?
got-
both of
I
us?
just skipped
Oh.
2 people. I'm really sorry. Nicole,
And
it
the
is your turn.
tracker.
2 people.
The tracker's dead.
Oh, he is dead. Okay. I'm gonna shout
That's why I
out,
was
you guys
confused.
had the chance to leave, but you chose to fight. And then I'm gonna cast Telekinetic Projectile at this guy again.
Okay.
It's not
Give me a
roll
hit roll,
2.
Dylan. I believe in you.
16.
16 hits his AC.
Okay, so it's 1d6 damage plus 4 or 5. I think it's 4.
Is it? What kind of object are you throwing at this dude?
Probably just a rock or a branch that's hanging around.
All right. You pick up like a branch off of the tree that's like right in front of you, and you whip it at this dude. And you, Redis, you see this guy's head kind of like spin to the side, and he like just like slowly starts to lean over before he like flops onto the ground.
Cool.
He would not flop because the zombie's still holding him.
Technically, yeah, he is grabbing to the zombie's turn. You're right. Thank you for
The
the reminder.
zombie would just start chowing on him.
Yeah, the zombie just starts fucking going to town on this dude.
That's all
Alright.
zombies want. They just want to eat.
Yum yum. Dylan, you have 1 action left.
Uh,
You saw this dude jump into the bush. He isn't doing the greatest job hiding himself, so you know exactly where he is.
yeah, I just don't have a lot I can do with 1 action. I'm gonna cast. Wait, is Phil even in range?
1, 2,
30
3,
feet.
4, 5, 6. Phil is 35 feet away, roughly.
Rip. I guess I'll cast it on Ritas because he's 30 feet, I believe.
So he's gonna go fast. What's happening?
No, I'm catching Nudge Fate on him. So if he's about to fail his next action, by 1, he gets a +1 bonus.
Oh my god.
It's a cantrip.
That's
Alrighty,
really
cool.
It's
Alright, that's
all-
pretty
it for
cool,
you?
actually.
if it's
Alright.
a critical failure, it turns into a failure. If it's a failure, it turns into a success.
All right,
Interesting.
that's it for you,
Alright,
Dylan. Right.
Yeah,
Okay.
for up to 1 minute.
Ritas,
Cool.
your turn.
I'm just gonna move and then
Ritas jumps into the
Fucking-
bush after this dude.
beat the living shit out of this dude.
You jump through the bush and like instantly like tackle this dude who was just like kind of laying down like kind of on his side, like trying to draw another arrow from his quiver, and you pounce on him. He
Cool.
seems like totally caught off guard that he went.
Can I still beat him up or no?
Oh yeah, you got 2 actions. Go for
okay,
it.
cool. All right. Fury blows 1. 6 plus 6.
I believe these are your hero points if you want to use them, by the way.
I might as well use one. So this is still my first attack. Fuck.
All right, so that's a miss.
Okay, second attack is -4. 11 plus, oh, it's 7, not, so 17 minus 4 is
13.
13, or sorry, it's 18 minus 4, so 14.
You hit this dude because he is prone, and you have a feeling you know that you only caught this dude by surprise. That's the only reason
1d8.
why you managed to punch him.
+1, 2 damage.
Okay, 2 damage.
I'm
Rita
gonna-
flies into the bush. Where do you think you're going?
I'm gonna
and,
flurry
like,
blows him again because it's another action.
Pokes him in the eye.
Both are
Alright.
coming in at -8 here.
In the future, just so you know, I want you to call flurry of blows before you roll.
You did.
I did. Oh, I got a
Did
20
you?
on that one. Cool.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry, I thought you did it separately. Okay. Oh, that was your reroll, right? Okay.
It's my command point reroll.
Because
So
I can only do a goofy voice. And
So I
whatever
gotta-
the fuck this is.
I got a 20 on that.
Yeah, so that is automatically bumped up 1 success level. So
so
that's
do I get it?
it's a -8 to that roll, though, right?
Yes.
So what is a 20 plus your attack bonus -8? Is it still?
So it'll
20?
be a 19.
Okay, so you crit this dude
Cool. All right. So
because you hit plus 1 success level.
1d8, 8. So +1 is 9, and then I also
Double that.
1d4. Okay. Oh, double. Like, do I re-roll it again, or is
No,
this just
you can just double the number. So that 9 becomes an
16 plus
18.
1? Okay. And then 1d4 piercing as well on a crit. Or bleeding. So 3.
All right. How do you finish this dude off? You like jump into him, tackle him in the bushes, like stab him in the eye with your thumb the first time, and
I
then
just-
like ready your other hand. What do you do
I
with
just like
this?
fucking like windmill him, just with my fake claws. Just
This dude's face is a bit of a mess afterwards, but you go to town on this dude. Phil, unless you want to chase this last dude down, I'm gonna say combat is over.
I mean, if I was good at,
You can
Can
get
I-
there in 1 move action and swing twice if you want to.
I can. You're
If
right.
you want to.
Yeah, fuck it.
Give me 2 attack rolls then. And then unless Sneet or Jamal have a way to stop this dude, I'm gonna say that he like just continues to run away.
Oh, that was almost a 20.
How far away is this dude from?
Very far from you. Very far from Sneet.
Emerson might have something.
Actually, wait.
Emerson doesn't get to move for him as well. Yes, you're right.
I can move, correct?
Yeah.
Oh, then that's no problem. So that's.
But he gets to move before you.
Oh, okay.
No, Scout gets to move before the dude.
Oh,
Oh,
okay.
okay.
So
Sorry.
Only
10.
Nicole and Rita don't. So Phil misses both
Does-
attacks by the looks of it.
Well,
Maybe.
18.
18 hits. Sorry,
Okay. 1 hits.
I thought that was a higher penalty. Oh my god.
That's 15 damage.
15 damage knocks him unconscious, and he is dying.
Nah, he's dead.
He's dead, actually. Yeah, I'm just gonna say
Oh, I don't even get up and.
that
Okay.
is
Yeah, that's
combat.
24.
I was gonna run over here and whip a shuriken at the guy.
Jamal, you can run over there, and you find that Enzo is like standing over this guy's like unconscious body.
Well,
His sword is like kind of plastered in blood at the moment.
all
The
of them are
zombie's
dead
just fucking chowing down on the dude that he's holding, unless you order him to stop.
I'm just gonna.
I-
Gordon's
I-
gonna give him a little pat, and then I'm gonna stop sustaining the spell, and he turns to dust.
Okay.
It's like,
Uh,
I don't really like the zombies. Those are kind of cruel, don't you think?
Gordon shrugs. No crueler than cutting down a forest to make a house.
Shouldn't you be better than the people you criticize?
No.
I like it. All right. Spot kind of like pokes his head out after he starts like hearing discussion, and there's no longer like the sound of like kind of slashing or anything like that. And so like, is it safe to come out?
well, I would have immediately gone to him.
Okay,
Like,
so you
when I
you
saw
go
that
to him and see him like
Enzo
kind of like
finished off the other dude. I like instead of going this way, I go this way.
Yeah. You see him kind of like poking his head like in between the tree and the bush in front of him.
I give him a big hug and I
Dad,
ask, "How
Dad,
did you
I'm
get
okay.
here? How like why are you out here?"
Well, I followed because I wanted to come help. You said that I could come help on the next mission.
Wait, okay, just out of character here. Was the scream in front of us or behind us?
Was the what? Sorry.
So the
The
scream,
scream was behind you guys.
Oh, okay. Yeah, okay, then that's fine. I like furrow my brow and kind of almost like paw to face, and just like, yes, I did say that. Well, unfortunately, you're not trained, as you can see. You got yourself caught in a bad situation. As I'm like bleeding still quite a bit from the arrows that are still stuck in me. I tell, so I would have also gained. So Dylan's thing just persists until I get the 8 HP, correct? Okay. So 6 plus 8 is 14.
That was like 4 spells or 4 rounds rather.
Yeah.
Is this something else that costs fast
you
healing?
get a total of 8.
8, yeah. Okay. So I tell him that no, like it's what I said, but as you can see, he's not trained enough. Like that's why I started training him. So like he won't be going on any missions anytime soon. But we'll keep training, and then one day he'll be able to like accompany when I think he's ready. And then I kind of bring him out to like I kind of keep him like behind me so he doesn't see like all the death. And okay, and I guess by the time I come out, the zombies like turn to dust, right?
Oh hell yeah, brother, he's gone.
Okay, so yeah, so I don't have to worry about that. That's probably really good. And
I keep this over here because I'm going to be using him a lot.
And then I pretty much, I guess, yeah, I kind of go and check on like what everything else is going on. Actually, I'm gonna go check this guy. I'm gonna go check out the friggin' tracker dude. Be like,
what do you mean check out? So this dude is his chest is kind of like mostly intact. He's got like a couple of like deep nicks on his chest that you caused to him, but his chest seems to be a little bit more sunken in than what a normal person's would be, especially for someone with like his build.
Yeah, I want to see if he's got like any documentation, anything that would discern him for like what he's doing out here.
Okay. You rummage through his. It's like you're just looking through like his bags, basically, in his pockets.
Bags, his pockets,
okay.
Shoes.
You find that he has a couple of like weird little trinkets in his pockets, but no like papers or anything like that you can see.
Okay.
From what you can tell from what you put out, he has a little like a claw of some sort, a tiny little stone, and like a small little like medallion. But when you look at it, you don't like recognize this as like a piece of identification. It just looks like a little like almost like a stamp in a sense, or like a wax sealing kind of stamp.
Okay, I call Nicole over.
I was gonna say right after combat, I was gonna do something, so it would probably be
before all this. Go.
Yeah. I was just gonna ask everybody, including yourself, Scout, if they're still hurt, because I don't know who's all hurt at all.
Well, I have 14 health currently, which is less than half of my total. So if anyone's worse off than me, anyone?
I'll take that as a no.
Okay.
He's a brave warrior, and of course he won't take any damage at all.
I'm fine.
Healthy in hell as a bale of healthy hay. Okay, I'm gonna cast.
Scout coughs and pulls out the arrows.
I'm a good guys. Oh God.
I'm gonna cast Soothe on Scout, which gives you plus 10, 1d10 plus 4.
Oh wow.
So where's my d10?
That's actually a lot of healing.
10 HP.
Unless you roll a 1.
Nice, almost at full.
Yep. What is everyone else doing in the meantime? Kark has yet to catch up to you since he's decently slower. You've got
I'm
maybe
looting.
like about. Oh, you're looting. Okay, what dude are you looting?
The guy that I just clawed his face in.
You look through. Aside from like the armor he's wearing is in pretty decent condition, which is a pair of like studded leather armor.
Cute.
It's just totally normal as is. He's also got a short bow, a small dagger, not like a stabby dagger, more like a skinning knife. But if you want to use it for damage, it has like a 1d4 die on it, and he has 20 just like regular arrows on him.
Cool. This will be good for the armory.
I'm
Since I don't wear armor, I'm literally just gonna fucking take his armor and carry it with me. I think. Right? I can do that, Steve?
But you can just carry his stuff. You
can
probably
strip
have a
him.
decent weight load. Yeah.
Cool. I'm gonna take all of his shit because I don't carry any stuff myself.
I imagine you probably don't.
He
Sorry, what was
is,
the armor?
Studded leather.
Studded leather. Cool.
He is just kind of squinting and staring at Enzo very suspiciously.
Phil, did you have anything else you wanted to do? when you walked
yeah,
up here?
I'm gonna go to Scout and ask if Spot's okay.
Yeah, Spot's fine, but he took some of my words a little too closely to heart and got himself in this situation. I think I might feel like I might be safer if I take him back to the village.
Of course,
Probably.
family comes first.
Wait,
What's all this then?
there we go. Okay.
Oh wait.
Like, where the hell is
there
this other
he is.
guy?
Slow.
As he finally catches up, you would know that he's slower than usual. Than the rest of you, at least. He walks with like a bit of a limp and a hunched over posture. Yeah, boy. Kind of like assess the situation and goes like, "You were followed, weren't you?" I've lost his accent entirely.
Whatever.
That's good.
He's talking to Spot.
I mean, none of us are gonna respond.
Yeah, I was gonna say if anyone wants to interject, they can. And he goes like, "No, I wasn't. I was following, but I wasn't followed. I just bumped into them by chance." And Kurt kind of like steps up and like starts to like raise his hand and like stops himself.
I like if his approach is aggressive, I am in front of my son before any of that.
So he approaches aggressively, but he then like stops himself and puts his hands back behind his back. And like as you step up, he goes like, "I won't hit your boy. I should, but I won't.
I tell
More
him,
important that I have your trust than I have a boy who is slightly disciplined and less likely to make the mistake again. Because he won't make the mistake again." As he kind of like peers down and gets like right up in Spot's face. "Will he, boy?" And he goes like, Dad said that he'll let me know when I'm ready and I'll be more careful and patient." Fucking tabletops him.
something wrong?
I got disconnected, so the server's gonna die in like 2 seconds.
Whatever. Just
Oh.
keep going. We're not rolling
Yep.
dice.
How many of them were there? He kind of like looks over and asks Nicole, who's standing next to him.
Oh, sorry. What was the question again? I zoned out.
How many of them were there?
How many were there? I don't. I don't
There
know,
were
6?
5 of them
Four?
total.
5. There was 5 of them. Yeah. Here. Tried to deal with it peacefully, but none got away.
Sure. Have you counted the bodies yet? Make sure they're all dead.
Well, there's only going to be 4 bodies, but we're still going through that process before.
Only 4.
Yes.
Why?
I turned one of them into dust.
That.
Perhaps I misjudged you, small squash man. You seem like you might be quite useful after all.
Perhaps judging people by their stature and appearance is a foolish choice, limping bird.
Ah, I know I judge by intelligence.
It's
But-
debatable, but okay.
What great powers do you hold?
Are these people here simply wanderers? Or should we have something to worry about? Have you searched them yet?
No.
I speak up. I show off the stuff that was in this dude's pocket, and I pretty much kind of openly tell everyone that this guy made a very similar sound to something I heard close to the village when I was scouting like the night before. In either case, I'd like to take my boy back to the village.
He kind of like grabs one of the baubles you pick. It's like a small claw of an animal, and he looks over it and he says, "Nicole, here, examine this."
Okay.
Literally what I was gonna do.
And he goes like,
Here, you look at it.
"Yes, I think it best for today if we go back." You said this was something you heard recently by the encampment.
Yeah, me and I guess I asked. Well, Phil, your character heard it too, right? Because you were with me.
Yeah, I heard.
So
Right.
I say Enzo heard it as well.
Yeah,
we were on
we
patrol.
just thought it was like an owl or something.
But yeah, it's a little too suspicious, and they were quite well armed for poachers, and I like air quotes that. And yeah, so it's like I think there could be more of them, and either way, I want to take my boy back to make sure like he's safe. But we should make sure we take all their weapons, armor, and I kind of look over at Gord and I ask like, would you be able to turn the rest of the bodies to dust?
Probably not right now, but I mean, we can just bury them.
That works. So yeah, I would say we get all their stuff and bury the bodies in
Yes.
unmarked graves.
I think one of them
search through them
staying
quickly.
alive would have been actually very helpful. Could have sent a message back.
No, a message would only lead to our location. We're close enough to our place of sanctuary as is. Any more
That's the
information that gets out.
I wanted them to send that this was grounds protected by a
Which?
cursing witch. I convinced them that our troop here was humans I've transformed into various creatures.
Nicole, nothing personal, but I don't think that humans are not the most superstitious. They are.
Isn't she a human? Wouldn't she know more than you, bird?
I got exiled because they're super superstitious.
Yeah, I'm still learning. This world is crazy.
We'll loot the bodies and we'll head back. Let's try and get back before it gets too dark.
How about you, Scout, and I always forget your son's name. Spot.
Spot. It's a dog's name.
Yeah. It's so close to Scout and Spot.
And Dot.
Yeah. You guys should probably head back first. We can clean up here.
Where the hell's my dog?
Your son?
son?
You mean? He's right behind you.
No, his mini's not there for us. Just touch
Oh.
it, Steve. Nope, still not there.
Yeah.
Also, you're white,
some-
Steve, not a.
Oh, I'm white. Weird. Okay, thank you. I guess I forgot to pick. So you can't see this?
Nope.
Can't even touch it.
That's oh, there he is.
Have a duplicate spot.
It's just
Both,
man in desync.
Both
Yeah.
Gordon and Tim Allen are also gone for me.
We'll duplicate them.
Oh, yeah. All right.
All right, cool. So, come on, quick. All right.
Okay.
Some of you, if you want, stay back. Take everything that you think is valuable, especially weapons. Can never have enough.
I mean, we don't have people to use them.
But for trading, gnolls, if they are to be our allies, may be undersupplied. Perhaps they could use some, become better allies. They
Why
wouldn't
don't you
trust the
let me
goblins
do
with
the
them, though.
bartering, though?
Very well. I wasn't planning on bartering at all. And he kind of like slumps back over to here to watch everyone do their work. Jamal,
Uh,
you
I
going in that
suggested
direction, by the way.
I suggested he go back with them.
He'll definitely like go back with Scout and Spot.
Okay.
Enzo, you like shift your weight a little bit and go back to like take a look at anything that's left on the tracker. Notice that Stoot is like right up behind you. You kind of like bump into him a little bit. Small mushroom man just kind of like staying really close by you. He's like on your heel basically, and he's kind of like staring directly up at you.
I'll lower myself down and ask, are you okay? Do you need something?
He can't speak.
Oh,
So he doesn't
do you want
respond.
me to carry you?
He just kind of like looks at you.
I'll attempt to pick him up.
He takes a step back.
Oh, okay. I'll just keep going then, keeping an eye on him.
So if you guys search through the bodies, for
Sorry, just one more thing. Scout, before you go, can you take this food back with you?
Oh, I'm not gonna go like right away. I'm gonna like wait for
Okay.
everybody because if everyone's going back, right?
Yeah, but I was
Yeah.
suggesting you guys go ahead.
It's possible that there's more of them like that way, so I'm just
That's
gonna
the
wait.
fear. The
Yeah,
fear is it's easier for you three to stay undetected than a group of 8.
Oh, I kind of chuckle when you say you three. I'm like, unfortunately, the boy is still learning how to hide very well. And then, if you're okay with this, Steve, I would like to make the rebuttal that my son will make.
Okay.
He's like, Dad, but I always beat you at hide and seek. And I turn and I look at my son and I say, I let you win.
Santa Claus isn't real. I killed the Easter bunny.
What?
And I pretty much add, like, from this point on, any game we play, I will not go easy on you, son.
We're gonna play with live
Boy.
firearms. Boy.
We're playing catch with
And
grenades
I
from
tell
now
him,
on.
I tell him to go and like, I guess Enzo's by this body. I tell him to go and grab this like dude's sword and like whatever he can carry, but like pretty much just like a sword and a bow and like the quiver or whatever off of this guy's body. So he's helping. He needs to help as well. Carry his damn weight.
I will quickly do the loot for the dude that Enzo and Spot are doing, unless anyone else has anything they want to do super quick, and then I'll go to the other guys. Sound good? All right, cool. So Enzo and Spot, as you're looking through this dude, you find he is wearing studded leather armor. He has a bow that is a composite short bow, and he has 20 normal arrows, and he has 3 that are mixed in with his quiver as well that have a slight yellow glow to them.
I'll
3, you said?
examine the
3.
yellow arrows.
So just if you want to write down like 3 yellow arrows,
Sure.
as like something of significance. As for all of the other poachers, Regis has already looted 1. So amongst the other 3, including the zombie, who kind of just collapses into equipment so he doesn't lose all of his loot table stuff, there are 3 additional studded leather armors, 60 arrows total, 3 small skinning knives, which are basically daggers, and 3 normal short bows. And then Nicole, you currently have 3 small trinkets that you were handed to examine.
Okay. I'm just gonna hold on to them for now, and I'm gonna spend 10 minutes refocusing. Actually.
That gets your focus point back?
Yep.
Okay.
And then I'm going
So
to
the group,
immediately use that to cast Life Boost on myself because I am very hurt.
I am exceptionally hurt right now.
I'm gonna take the 10 minutes that we're sitting around to replace my prepared Longstrider with another animate dead.
Yeah, you do not. Animate Dead is a summon spell in this version. It is not a. You need a corpse.
I didn't know that.
It is super good.
Now I know that.
It's also less
Turn one,
objectional.
Zombimbo, Zombini.
You just wait until I start hitting create undead, and we're gonna really be rocking.
I'm gonna grab a berry off a nearby
Can Anna
bush
roll in?
and give it to Nicole.
Is it just a random berry, or are you doing a good
Oh
berry?
yeah, I cast good berry.
Okay.
That's 1 more HP.
No, good berry is a good spell.
I believe it's
It's that one.
D6 plus 4.
Oh, geez, that's a lot better. Okay, that'll put me up to max, no matter what.
No, good berry is like actually fucking good.
Thank you, Sneak.
So you guys spend 10 minutes like collecting all the loot. I can write you guys down a full list if you want afterwards, and you head back out. Heading back north. It is just becoming sundown. Like, it's becoming dark basically by the time you start heading out. So the humans are becoming more limited in their vision as the sun is kind of like cresting over and the moon hasn't quite come up yet. And as you approach the encampment, you notice that there is more light coming from the encampment than there usually is. Like a large amount of light, enough that you can see it through the bushes, which is not usually what the encampment looks like, so that you can have it remain kind of quiet and stealthy and undetected.
Is there like smell of smoke?
There is a bit of a smell of smoke.
Is there a smell of burning flesh?
Not that you can tell.
Okay. Then I tell. Where's the bird?
The bird is with you guys, but
Okay,
he's
well,
like in the middle
pretty
of the
much-
pack, basically.
okay, I tell Scout to like stay with him. And who else is fast?
I'm 25 feet.
Reedus.
My
Everyone
turtle.
is the same speed except for Reedus. The turtle is fast.
I used to be able to be fast, but I traded it for zombie power.
So sorry. So
I think
everyone
it's-
but Reedus?
Reedus
I'm the
is
quickest.
fast. Everyone else is slow.
Oh, okay.
I'm
Then
fast.
I
I'm fast.
I whistle over to Reedus and I'm like, and I guess Reedus and Enzo. Let's just pick up the pace a little bit. And tell everyone else to pick up the pace, but we're gonna like go full tilt to like get there.
Okay. I mean,
Flying.
I'm 25, so I don't know if that's fast.
No, 25's good. I mean,
25 is like the standard speed, pretty much.
Yeah.
Okay.
Anything faster than that is fast.
technically my panache goes away when I'm like out of combat, so I don't have my my extra 5 feet. But
Running on all fours.
oh, so Cole's like doing the
Cole's
He's
going 30.
he's leading the pack here.
Going 30.
So Cole, you would be the first one to kind of like break through.
Yeah.
And are you going up stealthily, or are you just like running like in? Like,
I think
I'm
just
gonna go
running.
into the gate. Okay.
Yeah.
So as you like break in through the bushes, you see there are like a decent number of humanoid figures clad in armor, all carrying like torches or lanterns, kind of like stationed outside of the gate. And they kind of look over to you and turn and go like, "Ah, it's a rat!" And like one of them like draws a spear and like kind of from like over 20 feet away like jabs to try and like scare you off.
Ew. Oh. Hey! That's
Oh,
our
God.
village! Hi, boys! There's humans here! I'm just yelling to everybody.
Wait, that's
making a
one of them kind of like the one that had a spear out kind of like backs away and turns and runs into the village, leaving just the one guard in front of the door by himself. And he yells out like, "Sir, appears we have more inbound." You overhear, although you can't understand what he's saying.
Cool.
Phil and Enzo, or sorry,
Yes,
Jamal
me and me.
Jamal and Phil would hear the shout of Regis calling back, saying, "We've got more visitors." I think is what you said.
Said there's humans here.
There's humans here, and that's where I'm going to end today's session.
Bum,
Dun
bum,
dun
bum.
dun.
Jamal's entire family's dead other than his son. I guess just his wife then. I don't know how many kids you have.
Yeah, I only have the wife. My wife
Only
died.
one that he knows about.
You didn't have a litter of puppies?
No.
Just one doggo?
Actually, I wonder if I think Sunni breed like humans, and they have like one kid at a time, not litters.
Have like hard de facto lore on Shunies, so like it's up to you.
And now Jamal will have to balance finding a new wife and raising a child and dungeoning.
What are you talking about? I'll multi-class into ranger, and then my son will be my pet.
Ew.
Yikes.
That's
yikes.
no.
He's
The
already
saddest
referred
man
to him
I've
as
ever
a
heard.
pet a bunch.
Well, yeah, but like, okay, so you guys are looking at it like that. I'm literally explaining it in the rules way of it, but technically it would be like not that
But
in the story.
okay, then in the rules way of it, you're a humanoid creature can't be a ranger.
You're gonna go
pet.
get a new kid if yours dies? Go cry in the woods for 24
Wait,
hours?
sorry, say
and
that
a new
again,
spot is gonna rise out of the
Rules-wise,
ground?
like a sentient race typically can't be a pet.
Yes, exactly. So I would just be like, my son, because of the loss of his mother, has devolved, and he is
That's
now like
more fucked up.
That's just you're making it. You're not.
he's
You're not
traumatized.
helping.
He doesn't speak anything but Sunni, and none of you speak Sunni, which means me as a ranger can talk to
You
my
don't
pet.
even speak Shuni.
I speak Shuni.
No, you speak Sunni.
Shuni. Is it Sunni or Shuni? It's
It's Shuni.
Shoon.
Yeah.
Shoo,
Shuni.
shoo, like shh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like-
Have I been saying Sunni?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
It's
But
okay.
Shuni. Whatever. Dog people. But yeah. But this is all hypothetical. My wife's not dead. Stephen wouldn't do that to me.
Well, you know.
How about that?
Cool.
Cool.
Yeah.
It's a good place to end it on.
Yeah, I think that is hopefully decent. There's the full list of loot that you guys would have picked up.
Poggers.
Just everyone disliked that in a single Arthur fist. I'm glad this group is so on the same page. Don't
And
enslave
ref-
your child, Jamal. Don't have him devolve.
It's not an
That's
enslaving
fucked
thing.
up.
It's so that I can still have my boy, because who is it that made the comment about being a single parent dungeoning?
Phil?
And Phil, yeah, exactly. So instead of having to like deal with all those separate aspects, I just bring my kid with me everywhere we go. But because I'm pretty sure that that's not really a like thing that would be, what is it called? Not broken to have like a companion. Well, I guess it wouldn't be if he's just a kid all the time, which would suck. He'd just die all the time.
poor
Send
thing
your
to
kid into the
leadership, right?
games and have him become a renegade. What? I don't know what you're talking about.
A renegade?
I was just making a reboot reference.
Are we all
Oh.
pinging Tim Allen?
Nobody got
What's going
that
on?
reference.
Ah,
I don't remember a renegade. What's
There's just
renegade?
a
no,
mechanic for what Jamal's
Enzo
describing
becomes
exactly.
a renegade, and that's why he starts calling himself Matrix.
But I thought Enzo
Because isn't Timbaland a minion?
Tim Allen is technically a super minor like soul fragment that has embodied plants. He's not technically a Leshy.
He's a
But
minion.
he's a
He
minion,
is-
right?
No, technically he is. He's an animal companion.
He has the minion
Alright.
trait.
He's just an animal companion that has the plant tag instead of the animal tag.
Yeah.
Oh.
But I'm just saying, like,
Huh.
you could take that entire concept and just apply it to Scout.
I'm gonna
Yeah,
make
that's-
me some
But then I'd have to be
Monday.
a druid, right?
Emerson's just so happy about getting to make fucking zombies.
Dude, it's gonna be
You-
great because that
I mean,
second level, like literally in a single level, a heightened fucking animate dead can start bringing up ghouls.
Speaking
It'll-
of
it'll-
level, you guys level up.
Poggers.
Wait, what level are we now?
You're level 3 now.
Ah,
It's
My
plague
boy
zombie
Philip.
time, baby.
that means
Out of curiosity, how big is large?
Large is a 2x2 on the board.
It's
Cool.
usually like 8 to 10 feet tall.
So like, if you wanted to make Tim Allen large, for example, he'd be like that.
Is he medium sized?
He's small sized. But the enlarge spell just makes something large.
That's so.
So you can turn a
goofy,
fucking
holy
like
shit.
random
we had this
mosquito into a
conversation-
large character.
Yeah, we had this conversation last time, Emerson, because then we talked about magic cards after.
But man, I don't fucking remember anything from what happens in these.
That's fair.
Between sessions, I have other things to think
It was
about.
literally right after the session. We were talking about how that spell works, and then we all posted a bunch of different magic cards that do the exact same thing.
And I'm like, how am I gonna kneecap myself building a fucking wizard with a high whiz score? Let's go.
What am I trying to do here? This is what I'm looking.
Yeah. If anyone has questions about level up stuff, feel free to reach out. You don't get spent spell slots back, but you will get new spell slots since we're not doing a long rest.
Ooh, luckily I didn't have spend literally anything because monks
gonna
don't
say,
spend anything.
Yeah, you have focus points, maybe.
I didn't get
sometimes.
hit. I didn't. use
So like, just
anything.
add to the health you would have to your pool, but you don't like regenerate all of your health. It's mainly for the spellcasters, I think.
So
I
wait,
mean,
do
I
I
think-
prep 2 new spells then? or
Yeah,
what?
I think we don't because we can't prep them. Or
Yeah,
we'd have to prep.
I guess technically, yeah, spellcasters have to prep them. So
I got no
yeah.
gas.
Look
I
at
got invisible item,
It's time to run away. I have one more.
which
Time
Emerson,
to
you
run.
making clothing's cold made me realize I could invisible item clothing.
Yeah,
You
Wow.
just make someone naked in the middle of combat.
That's sad.
Yikes.
That's really
everyone
funny,
just
actually.
like that.
unfortunate.
I'm
Well-
interested to see if you're gonna do that now.
It'd be a really good diversionary tactic. Just be like, you're naked now. What the fuck do you think about that?
You know, I feel like in Life or Death, you
They're
have
probably
something
not gonna
more
care,
concerning.
but-
Yeah,
Yeah.
but it's just like a distraction, right? Like something to think about.
Like, fuck it. I'm naked.
So be it.
You know,
But don't
but
necessarily
intruder
have
ever
to do
comes
it
into
all.
my house and I'm sleeping, I'm fighting them naked. So
What?
I think they'll
grabs
be
the
more
nearest, like,
disturbed than I
9/11.
am. Yeah,
You got to do what you got to do.
man. Yeah.
Yeah, thanks for coming, guys.
Thank you for
Thanks.
running.
Sorry, it's late.
No, it happens. Understandable. Helping boomers with technology, I get it.
Question: was that your parents or was that for like work?
It was a person from work who called me, not during work hours, not for work,
gross! What the fuck?
Ah, like
who was who
you
just
help
had
me set
eye
up my
surgery, so he's
Wi-Fi?
fucking blind. So
Hey, I get
So,
it. I know
I'm
that.
trying
Boomer
to,
with his
I'm
internet.
trying to walk him through. Like, he fucking went up to his hunt camp and he forgot his fucking like Wi-Fi password. So I walked him through like how to reset his Wi-Fi password. Then I had to connect his fucking Chromium back to his wireless network again for him and stuff. Oh my god,
Nicole's like, this was supposed to be a 5-minute thing. I've been on the phone for 45 minutes now.
it was like
He
an
went up
hour
to his
and
hunt camp. He better
20.
bring you back some friggin' deer or something.
He wanted to pay me. I said, don't worry about it.
No, you honestly, if he's hunting and you can get some like venison,
I
just be
think
like,
he's just hanging out there. He's kind of blind in one eye right now, so I don't
I
think
don't
he's
think
gonna.
he's going to be firing firearms while he's blind.
You only need one eye to shoot a firearm. But I guess you got both eyes done. Is that what you're saying?
No, he got one, but
Yeah. Okay.
like,
so yeah,
he
you only need
shouldn't
one eye
really.
to shoot.
He's still recovering, so
Yeah, Still,
it's not
you-
gonna
I'm
be
still
going out
recovering.
running around hunting. You know.
Also, it doesn't matter too much because most people only have one, but just because I didn't intend for the session to end here, I will let people carry over hero points into the next one. Which really only applies to Jamal and Cole, but I will give people an extra one still.
Oh wait, how
Say,
many do we
can you
start
make
with?
It out? Like,
So Cole and Jamal will start with 3, and everyone else will start with 2. As a special
Cool.
one-time bonus because I plan to have more happen.
What do we
Also-
normally start with?
1.
Oh.
Normally at the end of every session, I take away everything you have.
Okay.
And then you get one to
Why are you
start the
giving me
next
2?
Because I feel like it's
Why are you
useful.
giving me 3?
Why are you
Because have two
complaining?
already. Yeah.
Okay, Cole.
No,
If you
I
want,
used
I
one.
can give you one.
I used
Cole,
one.
you used one.
Yeah.
And you're getting it back, but during the session you would have gotten a one near the end. So total this session you would have gotten 3. You used
Okay.
one, and he's going to give you one at the beginning of the next one. So you're back to 3. It's like command points.
Okay.
Because the battle isn't over.
Because I deal them out when I like the way that people are like either RPing or like they try and do a cool thing or they try and do like a funnier like in character thing that I just enjoy. So like I gave you one when you started like bickering with Phil about cutting his head off.
Okay.
I don't
Yeah,
know if you
wasn't-
noticed, but I snuck one over
Well,
you for that.
No, I don't think I was even in the lobby.
Table yet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I think I gave you one for something else, but I forget what it was. Like recently at the end.
Cool.
Steve, can you give me another note card?
Yeah, sure. There's a if you ever need
I,
note cards, by the way, there's an infinite bag of note cards over here for the scrolling ones and the blank one, the regular ones.
I forgot these coins are just coins from Elder Scrolls.
Hmm.
Yep. Asset totally just ripped from another table that I stole.
Yeah. I don't
Alrighty,
know,
well,
just
I'm gonna go.
funny. I forgot.
Yep. Thank you guys. I had a good time.
Alright,
Hope everyone else did too.
See ya.
Bye bye. I'm still here. If there's
I'm also still here. I'm just hanging out.
the hell.
I'll probably leave at like 10.
So now
Pro
I
tip.
actually get to maintain
Pro
half
tip.
my
Give me a tip.
Don't drink.
Yeah, okay.
and drive.
It's not good.
Like as
Don't
a player,
drink for
you
what?
can probably get away with it, but
I had
Oh,
a little
hell
bit
yeah,
too much,
brother.
yeah.
As the DM,
I slurred a lot of my words.
you're the fucking designated driver. You need to, your faculties need to be with you to make sure everything's going on.
That's
Jamal,
literally
have you
what I
been drinking?
No, that's why I literally
Then-
said don't drive because
Jamal's just
you're
not
driving the
sleeping.
campaign. Yeah, I'm just
Yeah,
not
I was like, he's just forgetting everyone's names today.
Oh, it's
I'm
every
not-
session. He's
sleeping.
called.
I'm not.
To be fair, we went through like what, a year or 2 years with Catherine, and then like 2 sessions with Nicole. So
That's why I made Gordon's name so stupid.
it will take a little while, but we will eventually get there.
I'm also inherently just bad with names,
That's why you look at the fucking table.
and
Or
yeah.
the minis.
So
or the
that's why
menus.
I think of Phil's character as Enzo Ferrari and Emerson's character as Gordon Ramsay.
Which is funny because the last cook was, or the last cook was the cook.
Yeah.
Gordon Freeman.
Whatever helps you.
Gordon
honestly.
Freeman, yeah.
Gordon! Ropes can be used to cross large gaps.
I for some reason, I feel like your character looks like Gandalf
Oh, no, don't.
as a Leshy
Oh, you
to
already
me.
broke it.
That's what he's supposed to be.
Oh, okay, cool. I'm
I
not
think you
crazy.
saved that
He's
before
Gandalf,
that,
but he's a
Steve.
squash.
What? Oh, I saved it.
Like
Squash
after I wrote
elf.
my note,
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't realize you were writing something still.
that's why I'd asked for the card. But it's all good. Whatever.
If you just send me what it is, I can just put the card there for you.
It's all. I can make it again.
Okay.
Gandalf the Gourd.
It's just because now I have another reaction. So if a person
Okay.
critically fails, I get to stab them in the. No, I get to disarm them.
That's actually better than stabbing them in the face, honestly.
And now I just get my extra movement.
You get
So
your
now I
an
move
extra
at
5
30.
feet of panache.
So it's okay. So I get half of whatever my total panache bonus of speed is. So level 3, my panache bonus is 10 feet. But when I don't have panache, I always just have half of it.
So you're
So
just a
it'll be-
30-foot character now.
Yeah, I'm 30 foot. So at level 9, I will be 35. Because it's right. Because I'd be 15 at 5, and then
Every
20.
2 times you get a 5-foot boost, you get or every
Yeah.
2 times you get a boost in panache, you get
A
one
permanent
out of
boost.
panache.
Yes, exactly.
Okay. So you probably won't ever be as fast as Cole, but you will
No,
get fast.
Cole's got his like.
You are still an
super-
above average speed character.
Oh, actually, it's
You'll never outrace Turts my birds.
yeah.
The
Actually,
team-
it's
I
not
was-
at those numbers. It's at 7, 11, 15, and 19. So
I was actually waiting for like, oh, who are the fast people? Let's all like race ahead together to make sure everything's okay. I was waiting for Kan to be like, oh, sure, I'll just make someone fleet, and then they get like plus 30 feet.
So
for a
I think
minute.
fleet foot only applies to self.
Does it? Okay.
stylish trick at 3rd level.
Because I just know
'cause
she
it
has
doesn't have
that
a
spell,
target.
and that it's fucking bonkers.
Yeah, it doesn't have a target, so it's like
Yeah, if it doesn't have a target, it's just on you.
yeah.
Okay.
There's some ways to get around that, but it are very specific.
Well, actually, does it have a range?
No, it doesn't have a range either.
Yeah, then if it doesn't have a range, it's 100% self only.
Fleet step.
Or at least the card-
Yeah, it says you gain a 30-foot, so yeah. Okay, good to know.
There's ways to share that with familiars and stuff like that, but
Hmm.
that's about it.
Okay, because yeah, I saw that as like a level 1 spell. I'm like, holy shit, that's really fucking good.
It's half of haste.
It's like, cool. Any average character can now move 55 feet 3 times a turn. Like, what the fuck? Character becomes the fucking Flash. Just breaking the sound barrier, whizzing
Cast
around
it
doing
on
crazy
turrets.
bullshit.
On the tee. He goes 70 feet a turn.
Oh my god. You don't. I'm assuming you maybe have like an advanced familiar ability to be able to like see through your familiar, but you probably don't
I
take
do
that,
not.
right?
Yeah.
Because you
I
have to
can't.
take swim as a turtle.
Yeah.
Okay. So you only get one per day then to choose from.
Yep, pretty much.
Okay. Unless you want to go into advanced familiar stuff, but I don't think you probably ever will.
No.
There's fun stuff in there, but
Oh yeah, you can definitely build an interesting familiar based build.
have him just fucking Turks My Bird speeds over and delivers a burning hands or like a fucking shocking grasp or something like that to somebody.
Even just fucking gets in the brawl with people.
If anyone has questions about like level up stuff, like I think everyone is a pretty experienced player, but feel free to reach out.
Just don't know which general feat I want to get.
Fleet is always very good.
I actually get 2 feats this turn.
I also am a big fan of armor proficiency because armor is not as restrictive as it used to be. Or weapon proficiency if you don't have like, let's say you have like an expert level weapon you want to work into and have Cole make for you. Or any skill feats you like can also be taken with general feat.
Yeah. So I get 2 feats this turn. I get a general skill feat, general feat, and I get a feat that is either an acrobatics skill feat or something to do with feint or create distraction specifically.
Die Hard is not quite as fun anymore, unfortunately. Fleet's still really good. Incredible Initiative is still really good.
I took Canny Acumen.
What's that?
Just gives me expert in perception.
That's just really good, yeah.
What's the one for initiative?
It's just called Incredible
Initiative.
Initiative. You get +2 on initiative rolls. You
Which
react
is
more
pretty
quickly than others
weak,
can.
to be honest.
How much was it? What's the bonus?
+2.
Oh, yeah, that's not that great.
It's not great, but it is still nice. Like it's. Are there better things? Probably. Like a 5-foot move speed is just amazingly good. If you're a melee only class.
Oh, so if I take fleet, then I will be a 35.
If you want to.
Ooh. Maybe the race for being faster than Cole isn't unwinnable.
There's also